At last, we finally found it. The hole of glory. Now all we have to do
Oh
is
my
insert.
god.
Wait, that can't be right. Hello and welcome, or welcome back. I am your dungeon master for tonight, David Gagnon, and tonight we are continuing Colder Than a Twitch's Wit, our D&D campaign over here on the Rollin' Nomads channel. Um, I don't have any announcements to push, so we're going to go ahead and meet the players and continue with the murder investigation.
Good day, I am RA-THERIS. I am the servant of ZERRIS. I am the master of his steed, and I am the one who marks his companions. Hopefully all will go well as we hunt down this other entity that likely killed the woman.
Hello, happy holidays, happy new year, happy lantern rites, or any other relevant holidays that are going to be coming up or have already come up. I don't know shit about fuck, so
Yeah, I'll dance with my hands above my head. Like Jesus said. Hi, I'm ZERRIS. Let's get some fuck shit going.
Okay. So last time, it was 2 weeks ago. I almost said last week. See, look at me. We're not even 5 minutes to this thing, and there I was being almost wrong. So, we'll get to the. Actually, you know what? Let's start with the recap before I start getting ahead of myself. ZERRIS, would you do the honors?
Hello. I, with the goldfish memory, shall give you a recap from weeks ago. Luckily, I have my handy-dandy notebook somewhere. There it is. Alright, so here's what we know. Alright? Motherfuckers got murdered. Alright? This is obvious. Alright? Now, here's what we found out last session. Alright? We have Joel, is the dead woman. Alright? Who was apparently killed by Todd, her husband. Priscilla, the daughter, is MIA, missing. We went to go speak with Iris, myself being ZERRIS and RA-THERIS. We went to go speak with Iris, who is inheriting the house after the death of this family. She seems to be innocent. At least that's the conclusions that I'm drawing. Because the question was, if she stands to inherit everything, then why wouldn't she off her sister and husband? And it was a complicated issue. However, we know that Priscilla, the child, is MIA. Iris Belling, the woman we spoke with, is inheriting the house and the child. All right? They don't know where Priscilla is, though. Iris Belling was very close to the victim. She was the one who identified the body. Iris Belling had feelings of guilt for not having stayed the night, and sort of she thought that maybe if her presence was there, then she could have prevented this grisly murder. Iris has 7 other siblings, including the one that was... Wow, I'm real fucking, like...
6 others, sorry.
Yeah, 6 other siblings.
7 total.
And it's including the one that was offed. That's directly from my notes. Iris believes that she was close to her sister, very close to her sister. However, there was some guilt, as it was revealed that Iris had slept with Todd at some point, and that possibly one of her children could have been Todd's. So... there we have the whole fucking kit and caboodle for a what are those, the Lifetime movies. We got murder, we got fucking affairs, we got a missing child. Shit's fucked, yo. Iris had revealed to us that Joel and Todd had been trying to have a child for years and years. Priscilla is considered a miracle child, as the parents had tried and failed again for years. This was possibly a blessing from the gods. Before this, Joel, the dead woman, had lost 6 children before. So Priscilla is of interest, without a doubt. But no one knows where the fuck that kid's at. So we're looking for this kid, because that's the only other eyewitness that was there when allegedly Todd killed somebody, killed his wife. That's what we got so far. We've ruled out. I've personally ruled out Iris as a suspect. RA-THERIS spent some time doing some research of his own and found out that RA-THERIS has a strange fractal steed thing servant.
It is your servant, not mine.
Okay. I prayed to a god and promised a great lie. If some truth would be revealed here, and I'm sure that won't come back to bite me in the ass later.
Do not worry. I will assist you in your lies.
Yeah, that's what I got for a recap. Oh, I'm sorry. The child that Iris had when Iris had an affair with Todd, one of them, the child that might be his kid, is 14 years of age, and Iris is what? I don't know. That's what I got. We're good. I'm sorry. I'm fucking piecing notes together. We're good. This is my crazy board with threads, all right? We're good. We're golden. Joel didn't know about the affair. Last thing, I'm good.
Okay.
Also, didn't know that the kid might be his.
Correct.
There was that too. Yep.
Stereo, I hope you got all that. I'm so sorry. The ramblings of a madman.
Benefit of this is that there was technically a split, so
there was a split. So if some of that gets lost in translation,
I don't know shit about fuck.
Exactly. Game of telephone here. Before telephones were a thing. So so where we had left,
last I remember was racing to try to talk to the guy before watching him get spaghettied.
Yes, I mean that is a word for it. So yes, as unfortunately, you guys were not quick enough to get there to be able to intercept the execution and prevent it from happening. So as you arrive, Styria, with NIAM in tow, carrying the rat. Excuse me. Yeah, you arrive as the lever is pulled and the drop happens. Now, after a short conversation, after ZERRIS and RA-THERIS arrive, they inform you that they are going to go speak with the proctor, and then from there trying to interrogate the guards before finally, the guards who conducted the interview, more specifically, before finally going over to the Bromley house and see if they can't find any clues there.
Okay. Just to ask a question, the Bromley house was the scene of the crime, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
And then, excuse me. So the proctor. Oh, that's right. I apologize. You weren't here for that. And my memory's not always the best. The proctor was a centaur. I don't know if you guys had taken down his name or if I gave it to you. If I didn't, I apologize. It was Gilbert. If you want to put this in your notes, it was Berut. Berut. Excuse me. And yes, as I said, he was the proctor for the event. And gave them the information that they requested. There was another gentleman who came up after he gave it a moment, but he was standing off to the side. A man in a dark blue hood, or rather a dark blue cloak. An older human gentleman, like I would say a medium length beard. Older gentleman, so silver and grays in his hair. He comes up and he confirms that Todd Bromley has passed. And then the executioner loads it off, and then they carry the body off and place it into a wagon so that this man can carry it off. And from what you can tell, this gentleman is the undertaker overseeing the event.
Okay. So, immediately following the conversation that would have happened,
Mm-hmm.
I heard no notice of them speaking to the families of the victims. With the S in parentheses, of course.
So when you say that, what do you mean?
The victims of Todd's alleged crimes.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Excuse me. No. So speaking of the actual surviving members of the victims' families, they did not say anything during the execution about whether or not they spoke with the members of the family.
Okay. So that will be one of the potential locations they'll have to go to.
Okay.
In order to try to figure out what's going on. Did they make any mention of the crime scene itself?
Not during the execution, no. Though they did list out. Excuse me. They did list out the crimes that he committed, or that he was found guilty of.
Which were
the murder of his wife. Excuse me. Actually, there I go, forgetting things again. I had completely forgotten that I had written out a note specifically for this. Let me just pull that up, because this is something actually that you would have seen flying in. Was the proctor reading everything off. So, and then that should hopefully answer some of your questions, because I realized that I failed to do so to some extent. So with the crowd there, and the centaur holding up the scroll, he reads it off. Excuse me. Todd Bromley, you have been found guilty in the murder of Joel Bromley. Found at the scene early this morning, you were taken into custody and questioned on the events that transpired. Investigation, paired with your confession to this most heinous act, have led this council to this most difficult decision. You are hereby sentenced to death by hanging. Though Joel was denied such decency, it is customary for your last words to be heard and documented into the public record. Have you any final words? To which Todd shakes his head. And the proctor leans over and nods to the executioner, who pulls the lever. Joel is survived and remembered by her daughter Priscilla, as well as by her beloved elder sisters Irene, Darby, Vivian, Samara, Monica, and Iris, and joins her parents Owen and Tamara in the eternal embrace of Knox.
okay.
Yeah.
If you would be so kind as to send me a list of those names.
Oh, certain.
Yep. Okay, so that means they probably already did talk to the surviving members. So that's ruled out for now, unless
Not really something to announce at a public forum.
we're not planning on
such as this.
doing
No,
that.
I
I'm
mean,
making
as
a
far as
note.
why they didn't say it there, but yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, please continue.
I heard no mention of investigating the crime scene where
They
this all happened.
did say investigation.
the investigation of those guys, not our investigation, though. That's the thing.
Copy.
Yep.
Okay.
So I am going to want to take a look at the scene and whatever evidence they have gathered.
So the scene. Sorry, I thought I had said this part. ZERRIS and RA-THERIS had said that they were going to be going to the scene, which was
Okay, so that means
the
I'm going to
Bromley
need to be
house.
focusing on what evidence they ended up gathering.
Right.
And potentially getting a look at the victim's body.
Okay. As far as the body part,
Basically what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to conduct my own investigation.
I gotcha.
Or assist with ZERRIS's own investigation.
Copy. Okay.
Right.
Tracking. So ZERRIS had actually left with his paperwork that allowed him to what was it, the writ of investigation, or what was it called? I forget.
I believe we passed that off to STIRIA and NIAM.
Did you?
Because they were going to be dealing with the guards and
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a
had-
writ of passage.
yeah,
that
Writ of
allowed us-
passage.
we
Thank
were
you.
just being sneaky snakes about it. So we were being bastards.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
You're being
Gotcha.
bastards.
Yes, we were very
Awesome.
sneaky snacks.
Okay. So I suppose with that point, so you've got right now the Undertaker has loaded up the body and is departing the scene. So the guards moving people out of the way, so that way, because naturally, the townsfolk are upset about this, and things are being thrown, and people jeering and complaining. So the guards are creating a path, as it were, so that the Undertaker can make his way through. So with that, did you want to try to get to the Undertaker first, or did you want to try to talk to the guards first?
Wanted to try to talk to one of the guards first. So
Okay.
hopefully talk to one of the ones that was there during the initial interrogation.
Gotcha.
And of course, me going through that through official channels. So walking up, making a polite request. If I get blocked by any means, declare the writ, exercise
Okay.
some sort of knightly authority.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's right. The order does. Yeah, the order gives you a little bit of a swinging room, as it were.
A little bit of swing.
Yeah.
I just need that little bit of push to get in and ask some specific questions.
Right. So the person would actually know that information. So there were two guards who did this. And being close by enough, I would imagine that during this, you would have been able to at least overhear this. Is that the guards who were running the investigation, or I'm sorry, the interrogation rather, were the ones that ZERRIS and RA-THERIS spoke to last time. So they are currently, excuse me, at that point in time, they were down at the Frostbit Inn and Tavern, and getting heavily inebriated after what they just went through, or
Understandable.
rather what they saw.
So yeah, I would want to walk up to them and ask a couple of specific questions because there are certain things that I would be a little bit curious about.
Okay.
The first of which, and I know this is probably going to sound like a very dumb question, but there's a reason why I'm asking it, is did he say how he committed the crimes? He being Mr.
Todd?
Bromley. Yes.
Right, Mr. Bromley. Okay, yeah, so I'm trying to think timeline wise here. Because ZERRIS and RA-THERIS, so you more or less would have been coming in shortly, like right behind them. Now the reason why I'm thinking time here is ZERRIS.
If that's going to be,
Oh, sorry.
if they're dealing with the guards, I could deal with the crime scene itself first. They're dealing with the guards first, and then alternate off.
Okay.
right?
Okay. Okay. Yeah. No, we can definitely do that.
And then what I'm gonna want to do is I'm gonna want to try to keep an eye out for any sort of bits and bobs that may have been missed from the initial investigation, right?
Okay.
And this is just a general anything that sticks out, anything that comes to mind, right?
Okay.
Because any little bit can help.
Of course. Of course. So yeah, you're able to get to the Bromley house then. Now the door itself, you can see that it has been kicked in. There's a section of the door where it would latch was just kicked inwards. Um,
Might as well start with the door, study it,
so it looks
check
like
for any specific marks or how roughly it was forced in, with depending upon how to see just how much effort was put towards it, or how much
okay.
weight, or if
Okay.
it was just a full-on barrel roll, or if it was a precise strike that knocked the hinges loose on the lock,
Okay.
things of that nature.
Yeah. So from that, this one's actually pretty straightforward. You can see more or less a muddy boot print on the door. Um, looks to be about. Excuse me. Let's see. Not a very large footprint. I'd say about average size for a human who's about 5'8".
Okay.
So naturally, finding your way into the door is or finding your way in through the
Kicked
door rather
in.
is quite easy,
Assuming
as the door is not
number
locked.
You said was able to determine the gender, the race and gender from the boot print, or just that it's a boot print.
So that's just more the stats of the print.
Okay.
But going off of what you could safely estimate that it was about a standard boot size for a human male, about 5'8".
Okay. And it was a precise kick or a rough kick, or
So it looked like they tried to kick it twice. The first one, so a bit of a scuff, as if they had kicked and they were not very precise with it.
Okay.
Perhaps they slipped on the ice. But the second kick went through and was able to bust the door open.
okay. I am making a note of the boot print itself.
Okay.
I don't know if that's going to come in handy or not, but I might as well. If I'm going to be doing this proper, I want to look at everything.
Yeah, gotcha. Gotta do
With that, step
proper
inside, see what I see.
investigation. Okay. So when you first step in, there's a mudroom. So just I'm not sure how familiar you are with what a mudroom is, but it's a small room in a house where people can take off their boots and outer garments and things like that.
Basically, a foyer.
Essentially, yeah, but it's for the purposes of not tracking the house. Just up north, they call it a mudroom. I don't know what they call it down south. Maybe they do call it a foyer.
Foyer, mudroom, entry hall, any of those could work.
Yeah, tomato, potato.
Okay.
Yeah. And then there's another door there. This one, while not busted open, is not locked. You can see that the boot prints, very similar to the ones you saw on the door, lead into the house through this other door. And you can
Okay.
actually see from here that there are two sets of boot prints, very similar, one slightly smaller than the other. Maybe
Sets
about a size, maybe a half size smaller.
Prints. Half size smaller. Okay. Anything else in the mudroom that I could
Just
notice?
mud.
As as a note to Styria, if you want to focus on just doing, I'm scribing for you if that makes this easier.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, so you can just do your investigation bit and
Actually, if we both scribe, if I catch something that he misses, or vice versa, it can fill in the blanks.
hey,
So
I
that
like it.
works.
We're fucking detectives, man.
I am the greatest detective.
I am the captain now.
Yep. Okay,
Okay.
so yeah, you see two sets of boot prints going in here, one slightly smaller than
One slightly smaller than.
so the boots look very similar. They're practically identical. Some slight deviation in them, perhaps some wear and tear. One set of boots has been owned a little bit longer than the other, so one's a little bit more worn down. So it's not an exact match, but you can tell that there's the same style of boot.
Identical style. Okay. Any sign of a struggle in the mudroom itself, or does it go straight into the house?
Goes straight into the house. It looks like whoever kicked the door in rushed right in.
Okay. Move to the next room.
Okay. As you open it, a very strong smell of recently spilled blood and you can just see the floor of this place is red. Um, there is no doubt in your mind that this is where it happened.
Okay. So, run me through each individual detail that I'm seeing. If you
So-
need me to make a check, let me know so I can get that rolled.
Gotcha. So I would say for this first part, what you see would be
Should
more like
have.
what you see as you enter the room. Um, it's kind of like that. There's blood all over the floor. Like, don't really need to do a perception check for that because you're looking
Oh
right
no,
at it.
obviously
I
not. But there
gotcha.
might be some things that I'm missing. So we're
Oh,
gonna
of
go
course.
line by line from what I can see, and then when we hit that point where I need to start making checks, let me know.
Okay. Um, excuse me. So the largest pooling of the blood is the center of the room. It's kind of like kitchen slash dining room sort of area. Um, but because of the size of the house, it's also kind of like right next to the um, excuse me. The largest pooling of the blood is there. Um, there is some splatter, which would be more like as
Ladder where?
so it's spraying outwards from the pooling. Some of it's going up the walls. There's a little bit on the ceilings, from what you can see, going towards. Excuse me.
Okay.
There is a trail kind of going to the back, almost like a little bit of dragging, um, which could have been from when the guards were removing the bodies. Um,
Which means the guards are gonna have the bodies. So in order to continue it, I'm gonna have to go find those.
Right.
Okay.
So yeah, there is. Let's see. Trying to think. It's still kind of saturated into the wood. The ground is still quite wet at this point.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm trying to think of other things that you would be able to see
We're
there.
about to get NIAM.
Ooh, all right. So we might we might do that. Might do an intermission a little bit earlier than we had originally expected since he's joining us now.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Let's just push until we have to.
Yep. Okay. So yeah, that's the blood. You can see there is definitely signs of a struggle here.
Okay.
The table had been shoved off to the side and slammed into the wall, and some chairs knocked over as well. Typically taking a place more center of the dining room area, whereas now it's more shoved off to the side.
Okay.
Based on the scuff marks on the floor, excuse me, it looks like this was not just moved by the guards, but something shoved it out of the way. Excuse me. There is also, excuse me. you can see some odd droplets of blood off to the side. But based on the shape around that, it looks as if that it essentially provides a rather poor ink stamp, as it were, of a knife. At least the handle of it, and the dripping appears to come from the blade there. But the weapon itself is nowhere to be found.
All right, that's going to be where I'm going to be making my first insight.
Okay.
All this blood and all this shoving around, and the first thing that I see as evidence of a weapon is a knife.
Mhm.
So could a average human person at 5'8" with just a knife cause this much damage?
Okay.
We're gonna go with a 17.
Um. So, I would say yes, but this is also that also kind of depends on the state of the body.
Which I don't see right now.
Correct. Because people don't generally do very well when they are stabbed. That can create a decent amount of blood.
Okay.
Potentially all of it.
Create the level of blood, but what about the rest of the stuff? Like the table shoved to the side, both chairs knocked over, the scuff marks on the floor showing that they've been shoved.
So, with that, an interesting bit. So the footsteps are in from, let's try to think, the bottom left of the room.
Okay.
The table was shoved to the top right,
Bottom left to top right.
and then the body would have kind of been in between those two based on the pooling of the blood. So,
Which means likely they would have been knocked into the table, but then what about the chairs? Because from the
well,
sounds of it, the chairs were opposite corners.
right. So one of the chairs being more pushed off to the side, the other one knocked over.
Yeah.
Excuse me, when the table was pushed.
So you mean to say that the chairs were moved with the table?
That's what it appears to be.
Okay. Because the initial description, it was the table, and then we had two chairs in the corners. And that's why I was like,
I'm sorry. I meant to say that they were pushed into the corner of the room.
but the chairs were with the table at the time.
Right. So
Okay.
the table was just like, they didn't care about the chairs. They just pushed the table out of the way. One of the chairs got shoved. The other one got knocked over.
Did it look like the table got rotated at all? Like it was trying to like literally push it out of the way of something?
Yes.
Or was it look like something got pushed into the table?
It was more something shoving it out of the way. Or if it was pushed into it, it was at a very odd angle.
Okay. So it is possible for this to line up with a stabbing. If I remember, I'll have to talk to the guards to see exactly what they said the confession was, but
and also, you had mentioned this earlier, but seeing the body as well.
yeah. Body will probably be third after talking to the guards. Doing that on purpose for
Copy.
2 equal parts corroboration and clarity, if that makes sense, right?
Gotcha. So you're going to talk to the guards after this.
I'm gonna talk to
and
the guards. I'm
then-
gonna see what they say first, and then I'm gonna go look at the body, and then I'm gonna try to put pieces together. And if it lines up, then cool. If not, I'm gonna have some questions.
Okay. Cool.
Right?
So speaking of which, was there anything else that you wanted to look at while you were here at the scene?
The general state of the table and chairs. Do they
I
look like
mean,
they were? Do they look like damage was done to the table and chairs, or do they just look knocked over?
they just look knocked over.
Okay.
The damage that you would expect from that.
All right. And then, is this everything that I would see normally, or
Yeah, this scene, like whoever did this made very little to no effort to cover what they did.
okay? Seems blatant. And at this point, anything further, I would likely need to make some sort of check to figure out.
Most likely, yes.
Okay, so are you gonna?
That's
What are you
just
gonna want?
Well, I mean that depends on what you're trying to do, but I would think something probably investigation.
Investigation. Here we go.
yeah.
Nope, that's a 2. So that's all I
Um,
get.
So you're not sure, but somebody might have been murdered. No,
There isn't a body, so it's only a maybe.
could be a
So
really
to-
bad paper cut.
So to be fair, that investigation was only to get additional information. It's not to
I know.
confirm information they already got.
yes. I'm just.
I know you're fucking with us, but just we're gonna
Yeah.
be clear for everybody else.
Yep. Yeah. Okay.
Some
was
of
there
us are
anything
not
else
voting.
that you-
Well, there's nothing else I can do in this particular
Okay.
room, so I'm just gonna continue until I see any other details. Right.
Okay. Yeah. No.
So
you
I
can...
saw drag
ahead.
marks. I'm gonna follow the drag marks, see where those go.
Okay. Those do go right out the back door. Which from there it looks like the blood kind of, there's a little bit of a dripping sort of thing, as if the body was lifted up, and then it appears that it just kind of stops there. Which most likely would have been loading
Them loading the body up into a cart or a wagon to get
right
carted off
for
somewhere.
transport.
I'd have to
Yep.
talk to the undertaker to see if he has the bodies to do investigation. That'll be third. Okay.
Yeah.
With that, it'll be a simple matter of talking to the guards, clarifying what they discovered during the interrogation, and then asking some specific questions to try to get some extra detail.
And actually, while you're there, if excuse me, if I could get a perception check from you real quick.
Okay. 22.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
So I forget exactly how I described them before, but RA-THERIS, when you were doing your inspection, you did find some footprints. You're muted.
I found claw marks on the ground, as if
That's what it
something
was.
with a clawed foot had walked through here,
Correct.
like a
Okay.
dog.
Any specific
No.
shape?
No, there were claw marks on the ground, as if something with a clawed foot had walked through here, like a dog.
So the guards have also been through this area, which did distort the footprints as well. But
Okay.
you are able to see the clawed footprints as well. Following those, you'll
Which
notice.
is why I'm asking, do they have a particular shape to them?
It was determined that there was nothing special about them besides they were claw marks on the ground, as if from a clawed foot. That's
Obviously, but I'm trying.
Right. No, I got you. I got you.
Different
I asked
teeth
the
have
same
different-
question. I asked the
Okay.
same question. That's what he gave
So
me.
we're on the same page. Okay.
Yes.
it's kind of hard to discern based on the nature of this. And with the storm, the tracks were not well preserved between
Okay.
the storm and the guards doing the investigation. So you can see that it was there, but it's been pretty destroyed by the elements at this point.
Okay. Don't really see.
And then that does excuse me, that trail loops around back to the main road, like RA-THERIS was telling us before, where it joins the main road and it's lost at that point.
Okay. Did anyone try any sort of like? Wait, can I even do that? I cannot, so I'm not gonna ask that question. Okay.
Yeah, fair enough.
So yeah, next is guards.
Okay. So with that, we are going to take a quick intermission here, because NIAM has finally returned to us. Huzzah! There's not nearly enough confetti for this occasion, so we're going to take a good
At least I see. At least I
5
see
minute
her
break.
in roll 20.
Yep. No. Already tracking things, so we're going to take about a 5 minute break, ish, and then we're going to hop back into it with you guys going to the guards.
Bet I'm thirsty.
All right. So a quick tech and bio break, and we're back. And welcome. Thank you for joining us, Neil. Happy to have you.
Hi.
Yeah. So Styria, with you in tow, still being a rat at the time, just went and investigated the Bromley house, where you found.
I'm gonna send you a list of things I picked up. Neil.
Perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, perfect. And concluding her investigation there, she was on her way over to back to the tavern, to try and meet up with the guards that ZERRIS and RA-THERIS spoke to last week. And these guards are the ones who conducted the interview. Now, quick question for you, ZERRIS, because I do not recall off the top of my head. Did Zone of Truth, like when you left, was that still in effect, or did you end the spell upon your departure,
It would have.
or did it
It is a
expire?
concentration spell.
Yeah, it would have dropped concentration as I left.
Okay, just making sure, because that would have changed that. Because I do recall that one of the guards was unconscious and unresponsive,
Oh God.
Yes. And the other was not far behind.
So they were really
might-
drinking themselves stupid.
They were.
Oh, they
sleeping.
were.
And we did not hope with that at all. So that you, yeah, this might be a dead end for you guys.
They're sleepy.
Gotta
Now-
ask.
Hmm.
How does lay on hands work with alcohol? Because normally it can cure poison.
That is true. So now, one thing here, though, I will say, because
They might want to throw hands if you cure their poisoning right now, my guy.
they might. There is that. But also,
Well, if one's already knocked out,
there is that. Yes. But ZERRIS and RA-THERIS, you guys would have left this and been heading straight to the Bromley house, whereas STIRIA and NIAM, you would have been going straight
went
from
to the Bromley house to the tavern.
So, boop, if Group A is traveling north,
Okay, so we meet up. We share the notes then.
yes, you would be able to meet up and share the notes.
Okay.
Yep.
Our goal is to then we would express our goals to talk to the family because that's what
Yep.
we ended up doing.
Yep.
And you guys can just skip the guards and go straight to the mortician or the undertaker.
Because you
And
weren't
I
able to
asked-
get. What's up?
Yes,
I was just gonna. Is it okay to ask a couple questions about
absolutely.
crime scene? Just curiosity.
Okay.
Fire away.
After reading, you noted the door was kicked in, and there's blood all over the floor. Are there a lot of footprints on that floor?
Bottom left to top right,
Yeah, so there.
towards the table that got shoved around.
I do want to actually clarify one little thing here that would have been cleared up when you guys were. Oh wait, no, that wouldn't have been cleared up yet. Never mind.
Mm.
Because you guys talked to the guards for. Well, actually,
If you want, we can
It
just
might-
clear that up now without
it
having to
might
go
have been-
through the whole process.
Yeah.
The guards kicked down the door
yeah, the guards
and
kicked down the door.
shoved everything around to subdue the guy. It was the guards.
So,
Okay.
and that was because you guys would have intercepted each other, and then when
Yeah.
RA-THERIS and ZERRIS get to.
So now I have to
the
ask,
building
considering that we
how
were
that
already on
happened.
the same wavelength before, did ZERRIS happen to get any pertinent information as to the details of the interrogation? Right, we know he confessed, but did he say how? Did he give a motive?
No. He just confessed. He
That's
said he
all they
did
said.
it. He said he did it.
Yeah.
It
So,
was
DM, are we saying that we're bouncing notes off one another now as we pass?
Basically.
Yes,
Okay.
basically.
Uh,
Minus the things that you would have learned at once you got to the house. So the things about
yeah,
Iris,
just the guards,
all
track
that.
and all.
Right.
No, we weren't able to get any pertinent information from the guards about the finer details of his confession.
If
they were very drunk.
but
do
they
not
were
believe those.
saying that they were separated. If we look in the house, is his stuff still in the house?
Who's separated?
Yeah.
No, we didn't have any
Oh,
indication.
Yeah, they were not separated from what you could tell.
And there's no other like fight type evidence anywhere else but this one room.
Yes.
It is a single room abode. Yes.
Well, there was like a smaller room off
There
to
are
the
two.
side.
Okay, there's
Yeah,
two rooms.
smaller rooms. Yeah, but
But they've
yeah.
the
So it
murder
was
happened there,
basically-
and they got the guy. They dragged him out. The snow started.
Okay. Well, because in the notes that I was sent, it says odd droplets of blood to the side. What makes it odd?
Go ahead.
The droplets of blood, from what I could gather, told me that a knife was involved. Right? That's why it says immediately after seems to indicate a knife. Right? Probably should actually fix that. Okay. Nice thing about Discord is I can do the same thing here.
Okay.
So yeah, there was essentially a blot of blood on the floor that came. What it looked like was the handle of a knife.
I'm not sure how much you guys will get out of the guards at this point. By all means, feel free to conduct your own investigation. We're going to go speak with the surviving family.
Okay.
Indeed.
Where should we rendezvous next?
I mean, I'm thinking the tavern.
This is an opportunity.
For
These two may accept my mark.
that is true. If you would, friends, there are, from what I understand, a large amount of benefit to RA-THERIS' mark. If you would accept it, it's entirely up to you. Your choice.
Indeed. I believe at this point the snake is also spawned on and sitting on Zerris' shoulder.
Yes.
Would say I would like to discuss this later when we have a chance of actually sitting down and actually talking everything over as opposed to going from point A, point B, point C.
It would be most beneficial, as it would allow communication over long distances.
And I'm sure it would, but right now we have to get to other locations first.
What is
Right.
this mark? What is this mark?
It is my mark. With it, I am able to better protect individuals who are marked, as well as enables long-distance communication. Additionally, I may place the mark on an item and be able to track it at longer ranges, as well as track you over longer ranges, should you be kidnapped or killed.
Like I said,
Are you branding me? What are we doing?
If you wish, you may look at Zerris' mark, if Zerris would permit. See an oculus with 8 spokes going to 2 concentric circles around the oculus, which has Zerris' various names and titles. As you read around the mark, more names appear. You can keep going for a long time.
Okay, so
As
Does
all of
it look
Zerris.
like a tattoo?
It is made of ink, yes.
You're gonna do this in 2.5 seconds?
No, it takes roughly 10 minutes.
that's why I'm saying let's handle the rest of our objectives, and then when we meet back up to talk everything over, then we can discuss it. Because then we're going to have the actual time frame to do that. We don't have that time frame right now.
Yes, we can
Debatable.
We can bounce notes while we make.
Because we're going to need to take the night, sleep, rest.
We'll reconvene then at the tavern and discuss what we find.
Very well. We will reconvene at the tavern. Say it was noon when he was killed, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
it's one-ish.
Noon or early
So-
afternoon. one
Yeah,
of the
that'll
two.
be
Yeah. So,
early morning.
no, early morning
No.
was I was trying to trudge through the snow.
Yeah.
Noontime was when he was killed, which means the sun's about midway through the sky. Let's say
Early
when
afternoon
the
is what I'm
sun
saying.
when the sky starts to turn, we meet at the tavern.
Sounds easy enough.
So sunset.
Yeah, sunset.
That change right before sunset.
Copy.
That
Okay.
that's when we know to head to the tavern.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay.
So with that, ZERRIS and RA-THERIS, you go, and we saw what happened there last week.
Yep.
And then with STIRIA and NIAM, it was off to the Undertakers, yes? Or did I miss?
Undertakers for now, because the guards are probably passed out drunk.
Oh, yeah. ZERRIS
Okay.
and RA-THERIS definitely helped with that.
Which
they
means if I'm going to
expedited the
talk to
process.
him, I'm going to talk to him tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah. Most likely.
Because otherwise, I'm not going to be able to get shit.
Why did we get the guards drunk?
They were already drunk.
Yeah.
But
They were
they did
already
that with
drinking their
magic
sorrows away.
to basically make them get spill their secrets, as it were, be more loose-lipped.
Yeah.
Which did work. I will, to their credit.
Yeah, it
What
worked very
information
well.
did we get, though?
We know how the guards proceeded to act. These were also the interrogators. They were able to get that he readily gave the confession with minimal torture. That
I don't think torture was mentioned at all.
yeah, minimal torture. That's why. They didn't need to torture him to get the confession. Which implies that he either felt bad and willingly did it, and RA-THERIS would share that. Why would he give a confession so easily if he didn't do it? Because likely the child did it, because that's his theory, that the child did it.
Okay.
And he's protecting his child. As ZERRIS once said that a father will do anything to protect their children.
Right. Right. Okay.
How old is the child?
13.
I would
Male
say
or female?
I would say
Female.
me and Niam wouldn't necessarily know that yet.
Considering
That's
you met the child?
Just, yeah. You
Oh,
meant the
well,
child.
no, you're right. Never mind. Nix that. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. RA-THERIS thinks it's the child. I believe at this point ZERRIS thinks it's the sister. You didn't think it was the sister beforehand?
Oh, my bad. Yeah.
Yeah, so at this point in time, ZERRIS thinks it's the sister. Those are our two prime suspects.
Okay. Well, to get back on track.
Yep. Up
We
and
need to
away.
go talk to the morticians while ZERRIS and RA-THERIS go talk to the family.
Copy that.
I feel for those ladies. Oh my god.
Right.
So yeah,
We're
up
sending
and
them-
away.
I guess up and away.
All right. So yeah, you guys are able to, I mean, with relative ease, find this. It's not hard to find somebody in the town who can point you in the right direction. And then you come up on this house. It is a little bit outside, maybe about a half mile outside of the city walls proper. On its own little plot of land, just because the common folk didn't really like having all those dead people around. So he kind of has his own little thing over there. But you're able to get there with relative ease. You can see that there's some smoke coming from the chimney. So somebody is definitely home right now.
Nothing better to do than to open up with a polite little knock.
Okay. And it's quiet for a moment. And then the door opens with a very loud and obnoxious creak. It's not like he's not opening the door slowly at all. It just
It
has
hinges.
to open it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the hinges.
It's 100% the hinges.
Oh, yeah.
I can't blame him for those.
And then this is let me see. I don't know if I can just I gotta figure out how to share the pictures with you guys because I had a neat little action.
On Discord, you just have to
I
copy the image
can.
and then paste it into chat.
That's right.
And then
So
it'll
I can go ahead
if
and
the format is right, it'll auto format to be the image.
let me see it. So I can also just because I have the file saved. But this is the older
If you have
gentleman.
the file
from
saved,
earlier.
you just have to drag it onto Discord.
Yep, doing that now.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
Gotta
an
love
older
technology, am I right?
older human gentleman wearing a dark blue robe. His face slightly scarred. You're able to see that now that you're closer to him. And let's see. And for visual reference, that's what the gentleman looks like.
As soon as it's in here.
Yep.
Oh, that is one Maester Pycelle looking motherfucker.
Can I help you?
Greetings. I'm Lady Styria Glimriver of the Knights of the Knightly Order here. I've come to ask a few questions.
I suppose that's all right. I do have I suppose you could say a guest at the moment. So I do ask that you remain respectful. But
Not my place to disrespect the dead.
I wish that others shared that mindset, but please, you may come in as long as you are not disruptive.
Come on in slowly, making sure keeping my hands off of everything.
Yep.
And as soon as the door closes, I'm going to go ahead and ask him, would you mind having a seat?
I suppose, yes. I'm actually quite busy right now. Would you mind if I work while we talk?
Don't mind that at all.
I
I had some questions in regards to the latest allegation or crime that happened.
yes, I will again emphasize the point of being respectful, and he'll gesture over. You can see that there's another woman kind of sitting in the corner, who has recently had the pardon me, the ever unfortunate tasking of identifying the body. So she's clearly quite distraught from that. But he'll walk over there, and there's a table, a slab of sorts, that currently has a sheet over it.
Might I ask, is that the man who was just hung, or was that...
This. Oh, sorry.
Oh, I was just making a noise.
Oh, okay. Sorry. No, this would be Mrs. Bromley. I had Miss Iris here had just recently identified her.
see. I'm gonna motion to NIAM. And it's like, why don't you go and see about making sure that she's got some kind of consolement or comfort right now, which I know is hard, and I understand that's going to be hard. Out of character, I'm basically just trying to ask her to distract that woman while I go talk to the mortician.
That's what I figured.
Yeah.
All right.
And then as soon as I see that's underway, I'm just going to look over to the mortician, and in a bit of a quieter voice, I'm going to go ahead and ask. What exact would you perchance be able to permit me to see the body so I can see how it took place?
Can do this. I must first ask.
I will not place my hands on the body. I simply just need to look.
Thank you for that. And I will say, not everyone that comes in here of the living variety has the strongest of stomachs. So I do ask that if difficulty containing yourself, that do not do so on the body.
I'm certain my willpower is strong enough to handle a dead body. Out of character, considering what I had just witnessed, like literally the past couple of days.
That's fair. That's fair. Just pardon me. So he will pull the sheet back. At this point, before I go into this part, I will say that this would be the official content warning.
Violence.
Depictions of, or rather descriptions of, it's an autopsy table. The things that come with that. And when I'm not talking about what happened there, I'll give you guys a thumbs up. Okay. So yes, the sheet is pulled back. The autopsy itself, you can tell he's already begun working on the body a little bit at this point.
That works for me. I can ask some questions as we go along.
So the clothing naturally has been discarded or removed at this point in time. Now, right off the bat, you can see what is most likely the cause of death is a large chunk of the neck missing.
Spelled keck. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Which
Decap almost.
not quite, but significant, to say the
okay,
least.
so this is then making me think. But a knife was involved. And yet it looks, with this chunk of neck, does it look like it was chopped out? Does it look like it was torn out? Like, what am I seeing?
It does look like it was torn out. And excuse me. You can see some lacerations on the arms. On the right arm specifically, there is a gash.
Okay. And are these clean or are these jagged?
The gash is relatively clean, although you can see that it's not perfectly clean. It is a little jagged, but excuse me, the mark on the neck is very jagged. That was.
It looks like it was torn out.
Definitely not done with precision.
Okay. So it looks to not be the cause of caused by like a knife or a sword or a blade of any kind.
The mark on the neck, almost certainly not.
Does it look like a bite?
It does look like it could possibly be something of that nature, yes. I mean, you've been traveling around for a while. You've seen, people get bit before, or, animals consuming their food. And this is reminiscent of that.
Okay. Rest of the body. What are we looking at?
Yeah.
You see
So
the cuts in the arm, gash in the right arm.
Excuse me. There's also a bit of a smaller, not really a smaller cut. It's more a series of smaller cuts on the face. These ones are not very deep. And then also some on the other arm, her left shoulder, this time. These ones, cleaner cuts, but they definitely, with how small they are, it's a little harder to tell. So it's almost as if something sharp had pressed in and cut the skin, and didn't necessarily slice through.
So like a scratch.
Effectively, yes.
Okay. Are they parallel to one another, or
They are. Like, it's
Okay.
parallel but uneven.
in sequence of
In sequence of, sorry.
as in how many of them in a sequence are parallel to each other before it starts changing the angles?
Sorry. So excuse me, on the shoulder, you see 3 scratches.
Okay.
The outermost is the one. So the one lowest on the arm is the one that is a little off, and then there's 2 on the face. So they're close to each other, but they're almost parallel, but not quite.
Like concaved in, like converging onto a single point? Or
I would say so, yeah.
okay. Which one seems the most apparent?
So
And by that, I mean if we were to take those and actually get like a visual sample, which one looks like to be the best for identification?
for the scratches on the arms
Yeah.
and face.
For the scratches in general, which one's going to be the best for?
I would say the largest one and the most defined one would be the one on the forearm. That
Okay.
would probably be your best bet, as the other ones were just mere scratches.
Okay, and that
Uh,
one is 3 or 4? Is 2, 3, or 4?
The one on the arm was just one.
Just one? Okay.
Yep. So it was one large one going here up almost to the wrist.
Do any of
Potentially.
those marks look similar to the claw marks that left the house?
The one on the arm definitely does. I'm sorry, wait, hold on. I might have been mistaken that with a different house. You mean the Bromley house, yeah?
Yes.
So they look like they could be. Sorry, when I had said that initially, I thought you were talking about a different thing. So ignore that bit. They look like they could be.
Because I know we've seen those before. So it would make a nice point of comparison. So here's the thing, right? The scene at the house looked like a stabbing. A knife doesn't bite out chunks of neck, right? This is where I'm like, okay, something's not adding up here. So I would be looking at the coroner and I would be asking, did the guards say anything specific as to how this woman died? Or anything in regards to the perpetrator's, like, method?
Well, that is typically my profession to determine. They may come in with speculation, or if they caught someone in the act. But my investigation of the body remains the same, regardless of what they tell me.
I'm gonna go ahead and relay some of the things that I've seen to the coroner and see if anything sticks out.
Okay.
All right.
Uh, so
About as unintrusively as I can, by the way, because it is his job.
right. So from that, he could tell you the large amounts of blood are definitely could have come from the neck, seeing as that was significant, the fatal wound, as it were, and would have caused the most bleeding as the artery was severed, which does account for some of the splatter that you would see as well. The gash in the arm would have made a mess, but the splatter from that would have been overshadowed um, if the body was just laying there. Um, as far as the scratches on the face and arm, um, those could have come from a number of things, given how deep they were. It's difficult to say what exactly caused them, but they definitely didn't contribute to her demise, as it were. But the pooling and the splatter around been caused, um, excuse me, by the neck wound and the arm wound specifically.
It's gonna be at about that point where I'm gonna mention, or I'm gonna ask, was some kind of knife or edge involved in any of this?
With the scratches on the arm and the face here, it says pointing to it. Like it's possible. No, but as far as the laceration on the arm, that would be my guess, as it were. Is that it was caused by something, a knife, perhaps, or other sharp implement. Um, that's certainly not the neck, though. That wound, it appears to be a bite mark.
Okay. And so now I'm gonna want to ask, did we know the condition of Mr. Bromley at the time of his arraignment? Like, what condition did the guards find him in? If that makes sense.
Yes, yes. Now I only had a brief interaction with Mr. Bromley this day. He did seem, I suppose, confused, almost. Something was off with him. He
Did
didn't seem.
Does anything specific come to mind? If something's seeming off, it's telling out of character. If something's seeming off, that's telling me that something in his character at that point threw up a red flag because it wasn't his usual behavior.
Right, right.
So that's why I'm like, is there anything specific that set you off, or that seemed off, or
I mean, I've seldom seen a calm man on death row. Though some come to terms with it in their own way. Many others are distraught, but he
So I asked because he specifically used the word confused. If he had used the word scared or perturbed or nervous,
he
it wouldn't have been
I
quite
see.
as piqued of an interest, but he said confused. So to me, confused says like he doesn't know why the fuck he's there, or like he's not entirely mentally there, or like what?
So confused may not have been the right term for that, but not mentally there, um, I would say is more accurate. Um,
Okay.
he it was, as I said, it's not unusual in this profession someone be distraught when facing the gallows, but the gallows seemed it was almost as if he was not concerned with them. He had which, as I've said, many a man has accepted such a fate, but he he was not there at the execution, if that makes sense.
Okay, so let's walk through exactly what kind of behavior he was exhibiting right up to the moment of his demise. Right? Was he talking in tongues? Was he spacing out? Was he
He certainly was spacing
was he
out.
repeating anything? Was there any kind of like repetition? Was he like clicking his fingers together? Was he clicking his fingers? Was he twitching? Was he out of character? I'm looking for some kind
Oh,
of
I gotcha.
signs
Of what? Sorry?
some kind of sign of mental trauma or insanity or what have you, to sort of solidify, oh no, he definitely wasn't entirely there.
Gotcha.
Right?
Um, no, so he was able to confirm, um, he definitely did seem spacey, he seemed fidgety. Um, he was, pardon me, um, almost, almost as if he was constantly looking around, constantly fidgeting. Um, he was very much distressed. Excuse me. Now, whether or not that was from the situation itself or from something else entirely, it's difficult to say. But the physical signs were definitely not appearing in the moment, as it were. Very fidgety,
Like
very
he wasn't paying
anxious
attention to his own.
to his own execution. Yes.
Yeah. Did he look in any particular direction out of habit, right? Again, talking about patterns here. Because if he was looking around, that's one thing. But if he was looking at one spot, then away from it, then at one spot, then away from it, then at one spot, you know what I mean? Like, did the looking around point to anything in particular?
Now that you mention it, he did from time to time stop to focus. He kept returning to the same point in the crowd. It was difficult to say exactly where from where I was standing, but he was
And
looking at something.
and you could say he was focusing more on that than on his own demise.
From what I could observe from my point, I would
Okay,
say so.
fair enough.
Yes. So, to be fair, I am more well versed in interpreting what the dead have to tell us rather than
What the living have to not say. Okay. Trying to get as much information out of character, trying to get as much information as I can as we're talking. As we're talking, does anything else seem to open up as the coroner is doing his job?
So when you say open up, what do you mean?
Are there any new details or are there any new findings as he does his job?
I would say not really. It appears pretty straightforward.
Okay.
So again, yeah, he's going to be going. And he'll be going through. Excuse me. Answering your questions to the best of his ability, giving his professional opinion on the things with the body, given that that is what he does. Now, real quick, we're gonna hop over to NIAM
Okay.
because you had you had gone over while all that was happening to speak with the woman off to the side.
Yes.
Okay. Was there anything in particular that that you wanted to do here to get that started?
This is the sister
This is the sister, yes,
of the wife or husband?
of the wife. She
Ah.
introduces herself as Iris Belling.
Um. Is there a chair near her? Probably just gonna sit.
Yeah, there's a bench that she's sitting on that has plenty of room for you.
Just gonna introduce myself as NIAM and apologize for her loss and see if she just wants to talk.
I don't know. I should have been there.
You couldn't have stopped it if you were there.
Oh, sorry. It does occur to me. I didn't give the thumbs up for the not talking about the bodies part. So there's that, and then I know that just. I knew I was forgetting something. I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay. Uh, I don't. I don't even know why he would do something like this.
This is not like him to be violent
No.
or angry.
I mean, who doesn't lose their temper from time to time, but nothing like this.
Has he been drinking or anything like that?
Not that I know of. He just we were getting ready for Priscilla's birthday. To, we was planning a party. Like
How is she doing?
I don't know. The guards are looking for her right now. We don't know where she is.
She's missing?
The guards said they never found her. So I don't know if he did something to her and then and they came back to the house and I don't know, maybe he did something and then he came back and then did that to her.
She may just have run away when they started fighting. She may just be hiding somewhere. If she saw what happened, they'll find her.
Well, I don't know what I would do if he did anything to her.
No, don't. Let's be positive. She'll come home. We'll find her. We'll help find her. How long are you going to stay here? Do you want me to take you home?
Yeah, I think that would be good. I don't wish to inconvenience you though. If
No,
that's too much trouble.
it's no inconvenience. You shouldn't be out by yourself right now.
Thank you. Thank you. Sorry, I would feel rude not to repay your kindness here. Perhaps I could
No,
invite you
no,
or
no, no. It's fine. Let me just go tell my companion really quickly that I'm going to escort you home.
okay.
So I'm gonna bounce up and go over quietly and whisper that I'm going to escort her home.
Just to clarify, she's talking about going to the Bromley home, right? Or
Negative.
okay.
I don't know
okay.
where she lives.
No, I was asking out of character because I wanted to make sure, right?
Oh,
If
Oh,
we're
I
not,
gotcha.
yeah. If it's not going there, then we're good. Because that is still a fucking mess right now.
Mhm, mhm.
it's an adventure.
Yeah. So Stereo, were you gonna stay here or were you NIAM and Iris?
Depends on whether or not it seems feasible that I'll be able to get any additional information from this.
Most likely
If
not. He's
if not,
been
I'm
pretty
gonna.
straightforward.
Okay, if I've gotten all the information that I could from investigating the body, I'm gonna go ahead and escort Miss Bromley home.
Belling. Sorry. Miss
Miss
Bromley was the
Belling.
one you were looking at. Yeah.
Aha.
Real
Okay, so
quick.
Miss Belling home.
For my notes, did you guys get this woman's name?
Iris.
Iris?
Mm-hmm.
But didn't we talk to Iris at this point in time?
You did.
Okay.
So that's gonna change some things.
No, it's not.
Excuse me.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah, so you guys are gonna take her home.
Yep.
Sorry, I didn't.
I am going to, of course, obviously thank the coroner for his time.
Of course, and please, if you are ever in need of assistance, I and it is within my power to do so. You merely need to ask, and I shall be happy to assist.
I will be glad to extend to you the same offer.
Thank you. I apologize. I don't think I got your name.
Out of character, he should have, because I did say Lady Styria, GLIMRIVER of the
You
Night
did.
Order.
You
I
did.
did.
I see. Yes. Memory failing me, and
Yeah.
I realized I didn't give you mine. That was my mistake. Balthazar.
Pleasure to meet you, Balthazar.
And you'll also notice hanging from his excuse me, a necklace that is a holy symbol that you recognize to be of Nox.
Sounds about fair if he's a coroner.
Yeah. So that's kind of his thing. Yeah. Yeah. So with that, you're able to you depart after speaking with him,
returning
and then taking.
Iris to her home.
Yep.
That's hopefully not the murder scene.
It's not.
It's
Different
not.
home.
It's not. I will say it's not the murder scene.
Yeah, we've already confirmed that. Otherwise, that would have been awkward.
Yep. Yeah. No. So with your yeah words. Excuse me.
Language is a thing.
You're able to. Yeah, it is. It really is. You're able to take her home. Excuse me, without incident. And yeah, again, she thanks you. She's still very distraught during the whole thing. And again, she offers at least 2 more times to repay you somehow for this with a meal, as you know, winter approaches and money is ever tighter as it was.
As kindly as I can, I'm going to look her in the eyes and go like, "You owe us nothing."
Well, at the very least, you have my gratitude.
If
And-
ever there is anything that you need, you can feel free to contact the Knights, and myself or one of my companions will be there to assist you should you need it.
Thank you. And with that, she will go inside. Now, and between the investigation ends that both of you are doing, between looking at the house and speaking with the mortician, it would be close to that time where it's not quite sunset yet, but the rendezvous time does approacheth.
Okay. Which would mean about that time to
Rendezvous.
reconvene. Is there going to be enough time for me to get one of my quick rests in?
A short rest? Or are
No,
you
she
referring
wants
to
water.
water? Yes. Yeah. Yeah, like you would be able to get some water at the tavern for sure. Definitely be able to get you some.
She needs 5 foot square water, doesn't she?
At
Is that-
least.
There's also a bunch of snow outside. We could just do it right behind the tavern.
I have the whole shape water thing that can work to do
Exactly.
that.
Just
Yeah.
outside the tavern. Right,
Yep.
right behind it where there's nobody.
Yeah.
You know,
I
only the
mean,
shady guy. He's standing there in a long coat. He tries to sell us gold sundials.
To which I just smirk and go, "No, thank you, no, thank you, no, thank you," and then just reconstitute water.
Okay. Have a nice day.
That was
but yeah,
creepy.
Rendezvous.
Uh, but yes, you are able to do so, and then that gives plenty of time for everybody else to reach the location as well.
Excellent. Shared my going theory that the child is a werewolf and awoken to her werewolf nature due to scratches found at the house, and we exonerate most of the family.
We spoke with Iris, the sister, and she doesn't seem to be a suspect. I don't know, in my eyes.
Okay.
I believe it to be a werewolf, and that the werewolf was attracted to you. Points to the druid.
Well,
But
that's
actually, yeah,
But
that's actually a good time.
Child's missing.
Yes,
The
and
child's missing.
yes,
Indeed.
we found claw marks on the door of our domicile this morning early.
regardless of if she's the culprit or not, we're gonna need to find her. Especially in this winter weather, like she wouldn't last a day.
Why
It
is
is
the
possible
werewolf?
she already froze to death in the storm.
Why would a werewolf be
That look
attracted?
of-
Continue.
So, quick note on that. As far as why a werewolf would be attracted to a place where you reside. So it does depend very much on the type of lycanthrope and of the particular druid circle. But typically, druids and lycanthropes either like each other very much or hate each other very much. It's,
There's usually no in between.
there's not usually an in between.
Biffy, so I'm a werewolf magnet?
Very possible. It is possible that it came to you for aid in the cold.
What information did the two of you glean at the coroner?
I'm gonna go ahead and post some of that in chat out of character, and then we can talk about it in character.
Okay.
I'm gonna put it in the in character chat for now.
Yeah, that would be great.
Or I could fuck up my entire notepad. Awesome, thank you.
Yeah,
Cool.
that's an option.
I was talking to Iris while he was doing the coroner thing.
You are lying.
That doesn't make any sense.
Huh?
Zerris was talking to Iris. You are lying. What were you really doing?
We spoke with Iris.
Like
In the
just
Bromley
no
home.
chill.
Well, okay, we went to the coroner's office. There was a grieving woman sitting there who said her name was Iris.
What did she look like?
Okay,
Go ahead and drop the. I've got a picture for that one as well, so I'll
Okay.
drop that in there.
his head,
Well,
blah.
while we're discussing that, here's what I picked up on my end.
Your findings are conducive with my lycanthrope theory.
The bite marks and claw marks, potentially. But then if there is a lycanthrope theory going on, wouldn't the signs point to Todd and not the girl, considering his state of mind at the time of the arraignment?
What?
Todd would not have been able to mark our door.
Why wouldn't Todd be able to mark the door?
Before
Because Todd was discovered immediately after the murder.
before we get into any of that, your description of the woman that you spoke with, does that match up with the Iris that RA-THERIS and I spoke with?
Perfectly.
We have a whole other problem on our hands.
Maybe they're twins?
That problem
There were
being...
only 7 siblings.
The Iris we spoke with didn't mention any twins.
Nor did she mention having any twins, and having twins is indicative of twins, of being a twin.
They're grieving. Why would you go, hey, I have a twin sister in the middle of a grief?
But what you're
I
describing,
think-
we spoke to the same woman in 2 different locations at the exact same time. There's I think that's
There might be
needless
a
to say
different
that's
type of shape changer.
Well, we took her home. I mean, we escorted her home from the coroner's office.
ZERRIS. Did you cast Zone of Truth on her?
I did.
Did you ask her name when you did so?
I did.
It is likely then that they talked to an imposter.
We got to get back to the house.
An imposter they just left with it.
We need to go
Yeah,
now.
we should probably... Yes.
Because
Lead the way.
we had no way of knowing.
Lead the way.
There's gonna be a bit of a hurry there. With the internal. Oh no.
Town is weird.
It's weird.
Okay, so
Please
to
tell me I did not just
the belly
please tell me
house
I-
then.
Yep.
Please tell me I did not just screw up. Please tell me I did not just screw up.
Okay, I won't tell you. I keyed.
Out of character, I'm fine either way. In character, I'm like, oh no.
Okay, so you get there. Who's gonna be the one to lead the charge?
The
I'm gonna
people
I'm
who
gonna
know
defer-
where it is.
I'm gonna knock on the door.
Okay.
Well, I think he's saying that we're getting there. I'm gonna be deferring to ZERRIS.
Indeed. ZERRIS is the only one reasonable.
What?
I'm knocking on the door.
All right, knock
wait,
on the door.
I have no armor. I am behind. I am.
Would
So
you like
you
to
knock
be
on the door?
cloaked in the armor of RA-THERIS?
What the fuck?
Slimy.
Continue, Niam, please.
Yeah. So she knocks on the door, as she said, and then the door opens, and then you see the door open again. I'm sorry, you see the door open, and Iris is standing there. Oh, I wasn't expecting you back so soon.
Who did
Uh,
she
what-
say that to?
Well, NIAM was the one who knocked on the door.
Excellent. Making sure. NIAM, will you introduce us?
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah,
Who are your friends?
I apologize. They're
Open up. My name's Lady STIRIA. I believe we.
Yeah. Yes, we just met. I'm sorry. If I had known you were bringing friends, I would have stopped by the market to make sure that I had.
It's no need. We're only going to be asking a few questions, is all.
All right. What can I do for you?
And then at that point, defer over to Sir ZERRIS.
this is Sir ZERRIS. Do you have a sister that looks just like you?
No.
Are you capable of being in 2 places at one time?
And I just look over and he's like,
I'm sorry. What is this about?
I cast Zone of Truth.
Okay.
What is your name?
Stand by. That is a wisdom save, correct?
Yeah.
All right.
charisma save.
I'm sorry,
Charisma,
charisma save.
thank
You're
you.
absolutely right.
Did I say wisdom check? Wow.
You said wisdom save. Yeah.
Wisdom. Okay. Where? There we go. Charisma save. I'll go ahead and. Whenever my there we go. Of course, it decides to act slow during a time when I'm actually trying to use it. There
Oh,
we go.
don't you just fucking love it?
Oh, it's great. It's great.
Absolute peak performance time.
So let's see. Yeah, she definitely failed that hard.
What is your name?
Iris Belling. I'm sorry. What is this about?
I'm gonna go ahead and ask politely. Were you at the coroner's office at insert relevant time here?
Yes, you saw me there.
Do you recognize me and my friend? And I'll point to RA-THERIS.
Not particularly.
This is concerning.
Shit. Lock your door.
We have reason to believe there might be a double out.
We have no reason to not believe it isn't you.
And I just look over, it's just like, see, I was trying to be delicate.
Are
You're
People have
delicate.
died. Delicacy
not.
isn't required.
I'm sorry. Are you accusing me of something?
Are you magically
We're not-
inclined?
No.
This isn't setting off anything?
Is anybody in your family magically inclined?
We're with the wrong iris.
All right.
What happened to the iris that you two spoke to as I speak to?
She remained at the home.
Uh,
We need to
at
go.
what
we
home?
need to go.
Oh, no, no,
Okay,
no,
but
no,
if
no, no,
The
no.
Bromley
you
house.
if you used truth with that one and nothing happened, and nothing's happening with this one,
Exactly.
then either
Yeah,
you're
that's-
broken.
She spoke. She spoke to truth when she said that she doesn't recognize ZERRIS and RA-THERIS, and when she said that she recognized us at the time of us being at the coroner's office.
Both of them
while the-
also identified themselves as the individual well under this zone of truth.
Now
There
I
is no
actually-
reason to identify this one as not being the imposter.
But Zone of Truth was up.
Zone of truth was up both times.
You had something for us, David?
So I did want to clarify that for the first time, you guys had introduced yourself first. Then you had offered to use Zone of Truth as a comfort.
Fuck. We need to leave now.
Dun, dun,
I'm running. Fuck
dun.
this. I'm out. Fuck
Yep.
this. I'm out.
Running up to
normally would've
ZERRIS.
I normally
ZERRIS.
would have left that, but it has been out of game. So I figured with holidays and all that, give you the fresh reminder that you had already introduced
Fuck.
yourself.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
We cast. Fuck. Oh, everything else was truthful though. God damn it. I'm
Yeah,
running.
and you didn't do it while I was present, so
Yup.
I asked.
Yep. Fuck. Shit. Run.
I'm gonna
Okay,
tell her
okay,
to
what's
lock
going
her
on?
door,
We fucking
And-
dash off.
follow them.
Sir
Okay.
ZERRIS, what's going on?
I'm gonna
It's not
run
like
and
we could-
scream or
Not like
run
to
and
suddenly blitz like this. What's going on? As I'm continuing to follow him. I'm not telling him to
I
stop.
got
I'm
my
asking
order-
what's going on.
Conserve breath, ZERRIS.
I got
Run.
my order of events wrong, and I'll keep running. Our iris is the wrong iris. And
Where are
fucking-
we running to in the snow?
Permission for violence.
Apprehension only. We don't know if your life is threatened. Then yes. Fuck, dude. Fuck.
Understood. Caustic attacks
Fuck.
allowed.
Gotcha. So with that, obviously you have terrified this poor peasant woman.
Fuck that
I'm
woman.
a-
Didn't mean to. I
Right.
swear.
If I may, I'm gonna grab ZERRIS' steed off of his
Ah.
shoulder as I run past him, just to hold on to that.
Okay. So you get there.
And then,
you're sprinting.
Just to clarify, he immediately put Zone of Truth up, and then as we asked those questions, nothing got set off.
Correct.
Nothing.
So she recognized me and NIAM, but did not recognize ZERRIS and RA-THERIS.
And identified herself as Iris Belling.
Given those three things together, it's telling me that's Iris. So I do.
Yes, we're all on this page. We've already moved on.
So sprinting to the Bromley house.
Yes.
We're going back to the murder scene.
Going
Yep.
back to the murder scene.
Fuck.
Why is any of them being okay? I'm
Well,
just going.
The good news is the door is not locked. Unless
Cool.
you fixed the door. I don't think you did. But
Nope.
nobody's
It was not in that room.
Nope, we're just
Cool.
busted in.
okay. As you bust in, you find the freshly cleaned estate.
God fucking damn it.
Compliments of RA-THERIS.
God fucking damn it.
Nobody here.
It is empty.
Fuck.
It's clean in here.
Yes.
I'm gonna look.
Why
to
would you clean it?
Sir ZERRIS?
Why
What is
wouldn't we?
going on? Why are
What?
we at the Bromley house?
We had the wrong iris.
Mm.
So why are we at the Bromley house?
Because
This is where she was
this is
last
where
at.
she was.
Did you know where she went after?
No. She was
She
gonna
was to
stay
stay
here. She
here.
was supposed to stay here.
And you cleaned it,
As a comfort to a grieving woman.
but
Plus-
she was... Wait, hold on. She was here after you cleaned it.
She was here during the cleaning. I interrogated her while RA-THERIS investigated and cleaned.
Can I...
Can I just point out that was technically not supposed to be our job to clean up the crime scene?
It was a kindness.
I was ordered to.
Right.
Can I turn into a wolf to try to pick up this woman's scent and follow it? Either a wolf or a mastiff. One or the other. Whichever's
you
going to
can.
work better.
I believe they're about the same. Unless I'm horribly mistaken there.
Wolf and Mastiff are two separate stat blocks, but I think their
Correct.
bonuses are the same. Let me double check. Wolf.
Wisdom
Shape-
checks. Oh,
1/4 keen hearing and smell. Perception 3. Wisdom 1. Okay. Since we're using it for the senses specifically, that's what I'm looking at.
Yep.
Okay.
Keen hearing and smell.
they're
Perception
both the
3.
same.
Senses wise, they're the same.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. Then pick your favorite at that point.
I'm going into a wolf.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, because that means we're gonna have to do some investigation to find this other iris.
It's almost as if having a way to communicate with each other over long distance would have been useful.
RA-THERIS, didn't know you were capable of sass.
Only when individuals
Okay,
insist on doing the wrong thing.
Would it be
Bite
possible to make
him.
a survival check to see if we can't locate this woman?
Certainly. So I could say I can see survival. I can see and hear perception. I did.
I'm
have
gonna
a
go
quick
survival because I feel like that's gonna be more relevant.
Would I be able
Okay.
to grant the help action to NIAM as she's using the canine
It's not
senses?
gonna matter
So-
for her because she's already gonna have advantage.
Correct. She has keen smell thanks to being
Ah.
a wolf, so she gets
Yep.
advantage automatically. I would say you can extend that to STIRIA.
I will definitely extend that to STIRIA.
Okay.
Okay.
We're gonna stick with
Now-
the 15.
for the 15. Now I do have a quick question for the players, just because I noticed the time. Are you guys good with pressing for now?
Dude,
Um,
abso-fucking-lutely. It's
Okay.
I
Okay.
fucked up.
So it's about. I was really tempted to be like, you open the door and.
I'd fucking lose my mind, dude. I've never.
Yeah,
I do that to players all the time. I don't. Oh
Well,
god.
I'm
Okay.
good.
So-
Will, are you good?
To be a player, huh?
Yeah,
All right.
that's great. Okay. With that, we're gonna go ahead and press. So
Yeah.
to our viewers, I would say buckle up for safety because we don't know who's who, and let's keep rolling.
ZERRIS, may I cloak you in the armor of RA-THERIS?
I would prefer if you took measures to protect yourself. Is NIAM sniffing?
I'm a sniffing if it's
alrighty.
okay with my DM.
Absolutely.
My
So we got
primary
15
duty is to protect you.
Okay.
May I?
Sure.
All right. I'm going to
Is-
touch. In the moment he says sure, just touch ZERRIS, and then explosion of slime all over him. As I cast mage armor on him.
Oh,
As I
squeaky.
cast mage
so
armor on him.
squeaky.
It's like you just sneezed. Slime.
The
Oh.
slime
Booger armor.
will
Oh my god.
the slime will coalesce. It's in my color, which is currently a grayish color because of ink, coalesce into a
right.
standardized suit of armor.
Okay.
That's
I'm so
That's-
glad I'm
that's-
busy sniffing.
Yeah, what's okay.
what do we?
What are you rolling, Niam?
I don't know.
Save me from this.
Sir, what would you like me to roll for my sniffdom?
so in this case, your keen smell feature gives you advantage on perception checks related to smell. So this would be kind of to pick up the scent.
So just is it a D20 plus the creature's perception?
Correct.
Yes.
Nice.
And then with advantage because of
Wouldn't it be-
Actually, no. Nix that.
It's her wisdom
mental stats,
plus its
mental
perception.
stats carry over.
Yeah, mental stats carry over, so it's her
You
wisdom
only
plus
use
its
creature
perception.
stats if they're higher than yours.
Yeah.
Right.
What is
So-
what's your wisdom?
Oh, actually, real quick, I'm sorry, Niam, I didn't get the chance to talk to you about this beforehand. Completely skipped my mind. In Roll20, I did set up character sheets for each of your animal forms that I was aware of. I threw in some extras that you might be into. Figured if there were more, we could add them. But
I saw that. I was very excited.
yeah. So
Yeah.
that'll have all your stats. It's set up as a monster stat block, so it's just the condensed information of all the things. And
Okay.
clicking on any of the things will make the thing auto roll it, or if you need to drop a feature in the text thing, you can click on it and be good to go.
Okay.
So super user friendly.
Yeah. Anyways, mage armor's up. Survival check has been made on my end. We're making a perception check on Niam's end.
Yep. So I'm tracking a 15 on the survival, and then just waiting on the perception.
Is it my perception or the wolf's perception?
It's the wolf's perception. They have a higher perception bonus than you.
Hang.
Uh,
What? That's why I was asking what your wisdom score was.
They're the same.
Yeah.
They're the
Okay.
same.
Yeah.
so your stat block thing already calculates what that should be.
Oh, well, yeah, same thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So
same
if it's
thing.
already in the stat block, we can just use that.
Correct.
So
Okay.
it's so roll 2d20, take the higher number, and it's a +4.
Okay.
Awesome.
Sorry about all the confusion.
No, you're
That's
fine.
okay.
Clear enough.
23.
Oh damn!
So
we cook it with gas.
So with that, I will say RA-THERIS was very thorough with that, with his cleanup of this place. He got all of it, all of the blood, all of that. So you do almost like a freshly cleaned but slightly slimy, a tint of ink there. And then you do pick up the sense of the people used to live here. But as far as Iris's sense, there's not really anything. Doesn't appear that she's been here recently.
What the fuck?
As far as the survival is concerned, what does that pick up?
So for the survival check, you are able to notice something that RA-THERIS had noted during his cleanup, was that there was some claw marks that were kind of hidden by the blood when you came by initially.
All right, but that was before we were dealing with Iris.
Correct.
Okay, so
And then
anything?
as far as anything that Iris might have left behind, not really, no.
Motherfucker. Okay.
Permission to kill the town.
No.
No.
Anomalous entity has been acquired. We must destroy
and so
it.
your first recommendation is mass
Corporate-
homicide.
No,
Niam, you
Mass-
can't.
The sense that that Niam is able to pick up, she would be able to recognize as the Bromley family, that being Todd, Joel, and Priscilla, and then an unfamiliar scent, but that being from the guards that had come in.
Okay.
But nothing that reminds you of Iris.
there were claw marks on our door.
Shit.
She is not present here.
Shit. the children.
Shit.
Fuck! Oh my god.
Okay.
We're running again.
And Tanya. And Tanya.
The
She was still with the kids.
Priscilla's scent.
Mm.
I got Priscilla's scent, right?
You do. This was her house, and her room was there, so her scent is all over this place.
Okay.
To make tracking her easier.
Are they running again?
They are running again.
They're running again.
But you're a wolf, so you're faster.
Because we're worried about the fucking kids.
There were claw marks on our door.
So, but does you say out loud the kids, right?
Yep.
Yes.
And start running?
Yep.
I am
Because as soon
staying
as
in
we
wolf
start-
form and going
All right.
faster.
Fuck.
If you pass me and allow it, I would like to throw my little fractal snake on you.
Yeah, what?
My familiar.
Yeah.
I'm just running. I don't know what you're throwing at me.
Never mind
So
then.
we make it. So we go to the orphan
Yep.
house.
Shit.
And actually, if ZERRIS, if you would not mind setting up the display so that we can see the map.
I don't have that capability yet. I'm sorry. This one, it's broken right now.
Oh no! Oh, so we're doing this the old
We're
fashioned.
doing it live. We're doing it
Fuck.
live.
Fuck it, we're doing it live. Okay, cool.
Okay.
So yeah, if you guys could just set up where you are, and then actually.
Will we be coming from the north or the south?
South.
Okay.
What?
So,
Where?
like,
What? What are we
Given
doing?
given
So
that
confused.
It's on the roll.
on the roll 20.
Yeah.
Why is there a dragon on the roll 20? What is that?
One of those is a familiar. One of those is an ooze. which
So,
is RA-THERIS.
RA-THERIS. So that's the little snake thing I was gonna throw on you.
Oh, fun. Thank you so much.
No.
Okay.
I'm trying to fix the screens. But I will.
Did you need to take a quick intermission to be able to do that?
Nope. Fuck that. I'm doing it live.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay,
Real
just
quick, I'm
Continue
gonna
on. It'll show up
Let me
eventually.
ask Gagnon, are you
Yes.
going to want an initiative roll at all?
Yes, we can actually go ahead and get that.
I'm going to go ahead and get that rolled up now.
Yeah.
Oh,
if you could,
sweet
please.
baby,
15.
why?
15. All right.
Because we can.
Ew. My initiative. No. Oh, hey, natural 20.
Oh, damn.
Oh, nice.
Plus
You're a
1.
wolf. So 21.
21.
21.
21.
You stupid. 21.
What did I do with my... Oh, there it is. I have too many windows open. Shut up, Gilbert. Oh, no. What did I do?
Gagnon, just so you're aware, because it was rolled off screen, you're going to have to input
Yes.
NIAM's initiative
Easy.
into the tracker.
I gotta hop over to the right thing. There we go. Let's add turn. And it was a natural 20, you said?
It was a 21 total.
21 total. Boom.
Oh shit.
All right. Yeah.
Okay.
Initiatives in. We are.
All going to die horribly.
God damn it.
Why would you say that?
What's
Because
Why
it can
for...
happen.
it could I mean, yeah, it could theoretically happen. Probably won't, but we'll see. I believe in you.
I don't.
Oh well, I mean that's your problem.
Sounds like a personal problem, yeah.
We don't have any tanks. I don't believe in us.
Oh, bitch!
Oh, Oh.
Wow.
Oof. I mean, we've got a wolf and a paladin, so I hope they're okay.
The paladin uses a bow. The wolf's the closest thing we have to a tank, but I'm fairly certain that that's her last wild shape, because she was a rat at the beginning.
We're on
Unless
map.
we had a
was a
second,
rat.
unless we had a short rest in between.
We're on map. We're good.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah, so you guys would have had a short rest. So
she
you
still
are
has
good
another
there.
shape.
Correct. Yeah, so you guys are good there.
We're gonna have to learn how to play Pokemon, I guess.
I guess so. No.
Play Pokemon.
Yeah, we're gonna have to all get summon spells. We all are capable of it.
So actually gonna have to move you guys down just because you said you're coming from the south, yeah?
Yep.
Correct.
Cool. So
It probably would have been NIAM, then me, then ZERRIS and RA-THERIS.
okay. I just need you guys to move your tokens down a wee bit, because they're
How many spaces approximately?
that's more than plenty.
Okay.
You good with
Um,
my familiar being on you, Niam?
Sure.
Okay.
Is it
it's time
slimy?
No, it's shiny and fractally.
Very shiny.
Okay.
It basically looks like a spirit.
Awesome. Well, it's there. I'm just running. I'll notice
Whatever-
it later.
Whatever magic-y, mystic-y look I may have, take that, multiply it by 10. That's what you're seeing.
I can get you a blown up picture later.
No, it's fine. I just
In fact, I can do that now.
So we
I
race
am
back
just kind of
to-
rolls with things.
So we may race back to the orphan house, and what do we see?
So there's actually somebody standing in front of the
Move too far away from the mic.
Sorry, there's an individual, a little blue kobold, leaning up against the door.
One of the children?
Nope, we do
You-
not
you have not
recognize this
seen-
one.
Yeah, you have not seen this individual.
Who the fuck is that?
Big Wolf, barrel through it.
Just
The fuck?
I'm here for it, dude. I'm fucking here for
Oh.
it.
I mean,
oh, that's great. That's great. Okay.
just knock the bowl to the fucking ground.
So, Styria,
Kill.
you remember this a little bit more than I do. Barreling through another creature. What is that? Is that dexterity? Strength plus
It
dexterity?
depends on the action that's being taken. Is it going to be a shrug? Is it a shove or an overrun?
Can you elaborate on the differences here so that
A
you make that
shove
decision?
will eat. A shove is athletics versus opponent's acrobatics. Athletics or acrobatics, if I remember correctly. Let me go to the actions. Actions
Okay.
in combat. I need. Where is it? I know it's in here. Opportunity attacks, grappling, shoving. Special melee attack to shove a creature, either to knock it prone or push it away from you.
Okay.
You make a strength athletics check contested by the target's athletics or acrobatics check. They get to
Okay.
choose what to use.
Okay.
You automatically succeed if the target is incapacitated.
Okay. It's not
I-
incapacitated, so
Also believe, although that's going to be up to you, where that size is going to end up coming into play with this.
right. So, being a kobold, this is a small creature.
Right?
Isn't your average wolf small?
Medium.
A
They're
regular
medium.
wolf is
They're
medium.
mediums. They're mediums. You're right. I'm thinking.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to ask this now, and then this will be the ruling we're going to go with going forward.
Okay.
For shoves, if you're larger than the target, do you get advantage on the check?
You know that makes sense to me. So I would say so.
Okay. Is that your ruling?
That's going to be my ruling. You
All right,
are,
that's what we're
you
going
are
with.
at least one size category larger. You got advantage.
That works. Okay.
I'm gonna. So, to my understanding, she's gonna be able to push through either way, but this
Yep.
just determines whether or not it's knocked prone or moved out of the way.
Shove is either pushed 5 feet or knocked prone. It can either be pushed away, pushed to the side, whereas overrun allows her to literally move through the space.
Copy. So yeah, which would you like to do here?
We're overrunning.
Overrunning.
Just,
Okay.
just if I can hit the legs and make it go, so I can get it inside. Hey,
Cool.
That might actually be mechanically a shove.
Yeah.
If you're trying to knock them
It
down,
would be mechanically a shove,
Okay.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. So,
but the effect
still
would
get
effectively
advantage.
be an overrun.
you do still get advantage.
What she's doing is she's shoving to attempt to knock prone, and then going to end up on the space opposite.
yep.
Okay.
What's the roll, David?
It was a strength athletics.
It's a contest, so it's her athletics versus either athletics or acrobatics.
Well, he got an acrobatics of 10, so that's what
Okay.
you got to beat.
Remember, you have advantage.
Right. Good Lord. I rolled in
What's sad is that how
17, 18.
Well, that's enough.
That is plenty. So yeah,
Uh,
do you want to push him to the side or?
Say
To
again.
the
think she's
side
trying to
of
knock
what?
him prone.
Yeah, I mean, I think doesn't that both kind of happen here? If I'm not
No.
mistaken. No.
No,
can
a
choose
shove
one or the other.
moves. Yeah, a shove just moves you, or if you're trying to knock him prone, that's.
Okay.
Yeah.
Unless for some reason you have a feature that allows you to do both.
Fair enough. So just so I'm tracking, which one is this one? Oops.
Prone.
Both.
Prone. Okay.
Yep.
I don't know what. Oh, hey, look at that. There's all these different symbols here, but I don't know what most of them mean. So, okay. He's prone.
So the symbol that I have up, the wing, I usually use that for flight for roll
Yeah.
20. If you want a prone, the one that's titled back pain could work.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, sure. Sure, we'll do that. There he is for prone. Cool. So with that, you're able to shove past this this little dragon-looking creature and just push the door right open and make your way inside. And just kind of leaving him there face down in the dirt.
Okay. But
Wait, hold
is
on.
there
Okay.
is there
Can move your token, I believe.
right?
Over
Yeah.
here.
So I'm going in here.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Is there anything in the door as we come in the door? Is there anything weird going on? Is there anybody else?
So you do see Tanya sitting in here with the children. And all of them kind of like jump up and some of the children start screaming because a wolf just ran. But
A wolf and
other
a
than
big
that-
glowy snake.
It's not a.
That-
It's only 1 foot long. It's a tiny snake.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's about the size of a garter snake.
they have not seen this snake yet, so that does not comfort them.
At all.
No. But as far as the condition of the children and Tanya, they all seem fine. They're confused as to why a wolf has entered. But other than that,
So Niam's gonna sit on her butt just as a wolf. She's gonna sit and wait for someone else to come in and explain, because she can't exactly talk.
okay. Yep. So next is going to be the kobold here.
Who
Who
just
is
got
going-
knocked on his ass.
He's gonna stand back up and be like, God.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not against knocking him on his ass. But
Yeah. So yeah,
everything that's happened.
action wise is like,
He's probably
Yeah.
like, "What the fuck?"
yeah, very much so. Very much wondering what the fuck is going on. But he stands up and he brushes himself.
Brushes himself off.
And I mean, he's going back and forth between looking in there and is looking down. What's with your dog?
Overprotective, very kid friendly. Might I ask whatever you might be doing at our establishment?
Yes, I would be happy to. You see, first off, my name is Mogu. It's a pleasure to meet you. I am here looking for Mr. ZERRIS.
Gonna go ahead and look to Sir ZERRIS.
We're still in initiative order.
We
We
are. Which, STIRIA, for the record, it will be for this part.
My turn.
In the initiative
After.
order.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just kind of moving things along because
Okay.
Mogu doesn't have any actions to do currently. So,
Because he was just like, what the fuck just happened?
I mean, yeah, he did just get knocked on.
He literally got blindsided out of fucking nowhere.
Yep.
Like, what the fuck? But yeah,
yeah.
gonna go ahead and motion to Sir ZERRIS and would be like, I believe you might be referring to him. What about Zizit 4, if I might ask?
Yes. And he's going to hand you a piece of paper to effectively serve as his identification. He is a employee of the local government here, specifically the tax office. Yeah. See, there appears to be a. I understand with the whole recent events and what have you. Everybody's very on edge, very forgetful sometimes. But there appears to be a small error that has taken place with your payment this morning. And well, the contract was signed for 200 gold, but we only received 150. I'm merely just here to clear up the error, and then I will be on my way.
Then the receiver is a liar.
You let me know whenever it's my turn in initiative, David.
Styria, if you have nothing, then if there's anything you would like to do, Styria.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit on edge considering everything that's happened and the fact that there's an open fucking doorway to the kids. So what I'm gonna do...
If we're allowed to communicate between turns.
Yeah, I would say so. The initiative was a preemptive thing, so this is more free form, as it were.
Yeah, it's more of a narrative speed.
Styria, the children just are encountering just a wolf and no way to explain what's going on.
That's kind of what my thought process was, because they just barreled right through the door. Would you mind speaking to this official?
I'll deal with this. Yes.
He'll step off to the side.
I'm just gonna go ahead and come on inside and see what I observe.
Okay. ZERRIS.
I'm gonna close the door behind Styria and gesture toward the claw marks. Well, it seems that further damage has been done to my domicile, so I would imagine that a reduction in payment would be necessary.
Well, I understand your concerns, sir. It is not written in the contract.
A contract that I signed and that he has also signed and verified that the payment was received, correct?
See, after the payment is submitted, it comes to my office for dual verification, as it were.
Is that right? But you see his signature on the contract, correct?
I can indeed, sir.
It sounds as if this is something you must take up with him. It sounds as if the coin somehow was misplaced by the individual that was paid.
Well, sir, I hate to brag, but I am quite thorough in my work.
Is that right?
It is indeed.
And do you make it a part of your work to damage people's domiciles?
Most certainly not. My matters... I beg your pardon, sir. My
beg your pardon.
Deals with the coin of the matter, not the property itself.
Well, perhaps I can
There's a
extract the
deficit.
coin from you after a legal battle. After all, this is a work in progress of my home and damage has just been done to it. Perhaps I should alert the guards, and perhaps some payment should be, if there is missing coin, and if you insist on searching for missing coin where I have not misplaced any, perhaps I can find some in your own pockets, sir. For the damages you've done to my home, you see.
Oh my.
That is quite an allegation, sir.
Oh my.
A plus
Quite-
B
quite
equals
a-
C, sir. As you can see, you were leaning up against my home. Now there are staunch claw marks. Might I see your hands, sir?
Beg your pardon.
Beg your pardon.
You see that he has. I mean, you can see his hands. The claws are far too small
That's fine.
to have been it. He can't even reach.
That's fine.
This guy's like
Oh,
2-3 feet tall.
like-
Perhaps I will have
Up
to-
He's
and
probably
over.
giving you that look of, excuse me, bitch?
Perhaps I will have to alert the guards that in your rage and trying to procure payment that is not necessary, you attacked me in my domicile. I'll hand my mace over to RA-THERIS. RA-THERIS, did he just hit me with my own weapon?
It would appear he did.
Oh my god.
A man of the government assaulting a civilian, sir. This is a grievous crime.
Matt.
Please, sir, stop. Again, RA-THERIS.
Another hit on the thigh. Just
Please, sir. I've given all that I have.
I walk over to the other side.
Oh, this is
Another
so
hit.
evil. This is... Oh my god.
Now I have to ask: are you actually trying to?
I'm sorry?
Is he actually like doing damage with this?
I would allow
Is
it.
that
I
what's
mean,
happening?
I'm all for it. If the more injured I
I'm-
look, the better.
So that depends on how you want to interpret the hit point system. I don't necessarily have to be doing damage to leave bruises.
That's fair, yeah. And
It depends on how you want to
up to you.
interpret the hit point system
I'll
because
request one good hit just to get some blood and an injury going, so we can have a solid mark for if we do have to get the law enforcement involved.
Out of
Okay.
character.
how much damage is your
silent
mace
image
do?
up?
That's a great fucking question. Let's find out.
I'm sorry,
So
I heard
it'd be like a
multiple
D6, I think?
things.
Should be a D6, I think. Let me look.
A mace is a D6 plus strength.
Figured
Okay,
as such.
so D6. So I'll just roll that because I assume you're not trying to defend at all.
Not at all.
So there's no reason to worry
No.
with AC.
Yeah, it's a free hit, as it were.
4,
Oh,
right in the knee.
Please, sir.
Oh,
I don't know. Why are you doing this?
so
your violence is unnecessary.
are you really doing this for 50 gold?
I'm gonna rush. I'm gonna grab onto his collar and pull him close, and just lean in real close to his ear and say, "There's not a goddamn thing I wouldn't do for 50 gold. If you ever come to my home again, I'll bash your fucking brains in."
Oh, go ahead and roll intimidation there.
Did you lift him up when you did that?
I would have dropped to my knees to make it look like he was grabbing me.
Ah,
Oh my god.
So with this, both
oh,
NIAM
no.
and both NIAM and STIRIA would be able to hear this with their passive perceptions.
even through the door. Darn it.
That's okay.
I mean, going, please, sir, stop. Also, NIAM's a wolf. I'm pretty sure there's keen hearing there as well. So
Yeah,
Yep.
that's fair.
there's that.
The familiar will jump off. If they start to move, the familiar will jump off Niam and start growing.
This is just sounding
Oh.
like chaos to Styria, so
Zeris, if you wouldn't mind moving your token to
Sure.
where
Yeah,
you
absolutely.
actually are.
yeah.
Apologies.
Are we still in narrative turn speed, or are we going to be going into initiative order?
We were, but we're about to go into initiative speed order. It's like,
All right.
and you guys will definitely be able to hear this. Mogu brings his hands up to his lips, and somehow, as a kobold, I realize they don't have normal lips, but he lets out a loud whistle.
That's fine.
Yeah, which is impressive. It probably took him a while to practice that. So with that,
I can't say anything in character but out of character, you fucking bitch.
me?
To whom it may concern.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So with that whistle, some individual corner.
Thank God you're here.
Just realized I'm using the wrong token because this one was just kind of left on the map.
There,
Still have the-
didn't mean to hit the thing. Like, oh, we got a problem here.
Yes, sir, this individual assaulted me. It was only thanks to my kind friend here that he was able to wrestle the weapon away from him.
Buddy doesn't want to pay the 50 gold. You know what to do, boys. And then the first one's going to take a swing at you. Yeah.
Good thing you have that mage armor on.
It is.
Yeah.
That's actually a good thing.
Does a 17 hit?
Does a 17 hit? It does.
Or, I'm sorry, it was a 19.
It does. It does.
Okay. So that was the first attack, and now the second. Oh, I gotta hit the thing.
They have a 2-hit multi-touch
They
string.
do.
Awesome.
Now, the first one hits you twice, both in the back of the knees, for a total for 8 damage for the first one and 4 for the second.
My God.
Yeah. Or actually, hold on. I terribly misread that. What is your AC at the moment?
It's 12.
Then just 8.
I'm sorry.
Nope,
It can't be above
Yeah, my
below
bad.
13.
It's
What
a
are you
13.
talking about?
Apologies.
That's right. I forgot about the mage armor. I thought you were still unarmored, so it's only 8 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
Okay.
Excuse me. Yeah. So that'll be the first one there. Second one's gonna take a swing at you. It's these two coming up, and you are kind of roughing up their boss at this point. So, does a 13 hit?
Does a 13 hit? It does, just barely.
No, mage armor.
Yeah, it's 13. It breaks through the AC. If you meet AC, then it hits.
You have 0 dex?
I have 0. Oh, I have a 1.
You just said your AC was 12, right?
So you have
So
14.
It'd be
Oh, it's
15.
14 then. Okay.
14. Yep. So
You
you're
have 1 in
good.
dex.
Apologies. I don't have
Yeah,
mage
you're-
armor on my sheet, so I don't.
You're fine.
It's in.
Okay.
that's fair.
So the second hit will be for an additional 4 because you got a 15 to hit.
Okay.
So that's what those two have.
Okay.
Yeah. So with that, you see that did kind of throw the turn order thing out of whack there.
Well, let's
so
get their initiative onto the turn order, and then we can.
It is. I'm tracking them with that, but since we were kind
Is
of in a free flow, so we'll just start. So originally it would have been NIAM, these guys, STIRIA, and ZERRIS. RA-THERIS, I just realized I don't have initiative on.
That empty 14.
That's RA-THERIS.
I did not see the 14. I apologize.
Yeah, I'm that empty 14. No, I switched tokens because I realized I would be in my thing here. And when I deleted the token, it deleted that. But the 14
to-
floating is me.
See,
Yeah.
it didn't show me the 14 floating. It cleared it out after you had moved your token. So we
Wait.
got that on there. So good to go now.
It's fine.
It's fine. So just to not fuck up the turn order too much and give them an additional, it'll go to the next one in line, which was STIRIA.
Okay. So as I had said before, I was coming in to try to observe what was going on,
Mm-hmm.
and I would say was just about to start trying to console everything when hearing the kerfuffle outside, and I'm like,
Yep.
Oh, it's just one thing after another.
Styria would have had time to let the children know that it's NIAM, though, yeah?
Oh, yes, absolutely. So
Well, because I would have looked down at the wolf and said, "Niam, can you keep Tanya and the others safe?"
Yeah. So you are good there.
Yep.
The children and Tanya are at ease, aside from whatever scuffle noises they're hearing from out here.
I was kind of waiting on a response from Dawn to see if that got picked up. Not gonna lie.
Sorry. Yeah,
you're good.
the wolf just nods its head.
All right. Just gonna do a light just tap on the shoulder, and then I'm just gonna flit on by. So I'm assuming that's gonna take up some movement, some extra movement because of the space. The snake's tiny, right?
Currently, yes.
Cool. I don't care about the
yeah,
I don't care about the snake, and it's probably on the wolf too. So
It is on the wolf.
10, 15, 20, 25. Can't go any further. But what do I see?
So you can see ZERRIS is there, RA-THERIS standing there. Mogu, the individual who introduced himself before, is in front of ZERRIS, and then he's got two individuals standing behind him holding maces. One behind, one adjacent to.
I'm just gonna declare loudly. Tax collectors don't normally hire thugs, do they?
Not everybody wants to pay the little guy. These guys are here for moral support.
Why don't we all let our weapons down so we can talk about this like civilized adults?
They assaulted ZERRIS. They will die.
Damn.
That just ruined the persuasion.
Yeah, it did.
It
did.
I was about to say I'm going to be using my action to make a skill check, but that's not going to be possible.
No.
As I'm just looking over. I mean, up to the DM.
Yeah. I would say that it would be a disadvantage.
Okay.
I have faith in the paladin's charisma.
Set disadvantage. I have. Ooh, okay.
Okay, 15.
Would be a 15.
Okay. Let's see.
It would be contesting their insight.
Okay. Yeah. They did not. He got a 2. Yeah. So you beat that one.
Despite RA-THERIS going, no, they hurt ZERRIS, they're going to die, and it's just like,
all right. You know what? If you want to handle this in a more civilized manner, I'm not opposed.
I think that once the townspeople hear that the guards couldn't catch a proper murderer and executed an innocent man, and that now have assaulted a civilian, a law-abiding citizen, the court of public opinion will rule in my favor, and your political office will be in jeopardy.
I'm just going to look at everyone involved and it's like, okay, everyone stand down. Let's figure out what's going on first.
Are we out of turn order? For narrative reasons?
I'm just trying to round out my turn because I'm spending my turn talking.
Yeah.
I would say it's a bit of a narrative pause, but we'll pick up right where we left off.
Understood.
So it would be your turn next.
If I've spoken too much for the round, let me know where I need to get cut off.
No, so you're fine. I was going, if you were to pose a solution.
I'm trying to keep it within constraints of a 6-second round. That's why I'm saying that.
Okay. Yeah. I was just saying if you had a quick solution here, a proposition as it were, to put forward, wanted to give you the opportunity to do so before.
Well, that's why I'm saying, why don't we all stand down? We'll talk about this like civilized adults, figure out what's going on, and come to a reasonable solution.
Okay. And because of that, Mogu, like I said, he got a 2. And has said that he is willing to accept.
Okay, that being in mind, fucking dagger stare to RA-THERIS. With the whole...
And it's now RA-THERIS' turn.
Relay, you're in the doorway, yeah?
literally
Styria?
behind. I am literally behind you.
Okay. Considering whether or not I want to kill someone.
That's up to you. Out of character, I'm not going to force you to do anything.
Yeah, they did attack ZERRIS. Mogu is the clearest threat. Or is clearly their leader. If I can kill him, they will lose morale. And they will kowtow to ZERRIS in the snow.
So what
The only thing to keep in mind is I had literally just tried to broker a peace deal here. So
Indeed, I've made my considerations. We will get blood through peace.
Blood through peace.
The charge we will take is his head. And then, since
I'm sorry.
no, that'll be what I'll push for in the peace talks.
Is his fucking head?
He has ordered the assault on ZERRIS. Anything else will require me to assassinate him tonight. And then it gets to my next turn, and he jumps off the wolf and grows a size.
Lovely.
It's gonna go here.
Okay.
He's medium. Or no, he's small right now because he's just tiny. And he uses, and he's in a fun position right now.
That'll take us to ZERRIS.
I'll stand up and look down on Mogu. If you want what you think is owed to you, when there's a clear signature of a receiving party, you can take me to the law.
I'm merely asking to pay your debt, sir.
The debt was paid.
150 gold, yes.
I'll spit blood in his face and say, "There's your 50."
Oh my god.
Oh! Okay.
I can't say anything else more for the turn because I spent most of it talking.
Bravo. Okay. Did you have anything else for your turn, ZERRIS?
Smash him.
You have my mace currently. I will, No, nothing. I will, I'll just stand and see what his response is.
NIAM, it is your turn.
Okay.
Hi.
I'm gonna look at Tanya. And then Styria is standing in the doorway, right?
Yes, that is correct.
Just hands on hips, angry mama from Kung Fu Hustle, just like, why don't we talk like adults?
So Niam's gonna move next to Styria and wiggle her big old wolf head between her leg and the door and just kind of stick her head out and look at Mogu and just kind of growl.
Good.
And that will be my turn.
Cool. Which will take it to Mogu, and it just kind of this could have been a very easy and simple transaction. Clerical error corrected. See, and here I was thinking that you were gonna be an honest, upstanding citizen. Your friend even vouched for you. Said we could have talked this out, come to an understanding. But I get the feeling you don't want to come to an understanding.
I'll happily see you in court, sir, and I'll make note of all the wounds that you've given me today.
I haven't given you any wounds today.
That is a lie.
I have a witness to corroborate otherwise.
Your friend here who was hitting you with your own mace,
That is a bold allegation.
you did it right in front of me.
Only a madman would do that.
Truly, only the insane would do such a thing. You dare call ZERRIS insane?
I'll say this, Mogu. I'll meet you halfway and I'll meet you in court. Have your thugs wound me again. Your life is forfeit.
You're gonna kill a government official over 50 gold?
Oh, absolutely.
supposed to
In which
pay.
case, yes, they may arrest me. They might even kill me. But you'll be dead too, and is it worth that to you? Is 50 gold worth your life?
I'm just gonna cut in and just go like, Sir ZERRIS,
Cease.
why don't we talk about this? Like, no, don't
Cease.
tell me to cease. Why don't we talk about this like civilized adults?
This is civilized discussion.
That's up to Mr. Mogu.
With respect, I thought our charge was to protect the people, not to threaten the people.
The people have threatened him. He is protecting the children from this one.
Children. I didn't say or do anything having to do with the children.
You clearly tried to break in.
With this,
Yes.
and he holds up his tiny.
Claw marks at the
although
door, and then I look at Mogu.
he swears his hands are at least average sized.
I look at the claw marks at the door, and then I look at Mogu.
You clearly tried to break in.
I am going to be making an insight check against Mogu for that.
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
I would even say that you could go
that
ahead.
should-
I was going to say you could take advantage, but you got 2 9s. So
Yeah.
whatever that's worth.
Uh,
Though I will say his hands.
if he's being honest, it'd be contesting his persuasion. If he's being deceitful, it's contesting his insight. And not his insight, his deception.
Copy. Okay.
Aren't the claw marks already on the door?
That's why I'm looking at the claw marks, then looking at Mogu.
I wanted to make sure I was on the right page.
And then making the insight check.
ZERRIS
So-
is willing to die on the hill of his lies.
So
Out of character,
RA-THERIS will stop that and
in
kill,
character,
kill
I
anybody
have
who
to-
would try to kill
in character,
ZERRIS.
I have to put 2 and 2 together.
Okay. So with a nat 20 on his roll, you are certain that Mogu is telling the truth. Not only did he not do physically capable of doing so, he only has he doesn't even have enough digits on his hand to make the marks that you see. He only has 4, and you can see 5 on the door. He's also
Which
too
is going to
short
make
to reach
me
the top of the
look
door.
immediately at ZERRIS and I'm just going to go look. Well, did you count the marks on the door first before accusing a reptilian of making the marks?
I stand by what I said. Mr. Mogu, would you like to speak about this in adults in the courtroom, or would you want to lose your life for 50 gold?
I really wish I had sleep right now.
ZERRIS speaks only truth.
Styria have like a shirt. She has clothes on, right?
Yes. Well, I would imagine so. Styria, do you have clothes?
I'm wearing my armor and my gossamer gown. Actually, I don't have armor. Never mind. It's just the gossamer gown. I misspoke there because I'm so used to paladins having armor, and I don't have any armor right now because I can't have it being a pixie.
That's fair. No worries. No worries.
Can I bite her gown and try to pull her away from the door?
Certainly.
I am going to be contesting that with an acrobatics check.
Of course.
Okay.
Nothing again. Oh, you're probably going to win. To be fair, I wasn't going to... To be fair, in character, I probably wouldn't be complaining about it too much once things got explained.
Yep. Now,
but it's sudden, so I have to contest it.
That's fair. To check something real quick.
So what do I have to...
Go ahead and roll your athletics against my acrobatics. You have to beat a 3. Just like I said, you're probably gonna win.
I believe in you.
16.
Yeah, you're gonna be able to reverse shove, pull me 5 feet away from the door.
Okay, we're going back inside.
Where's the measuring tool?
It's the little ruler on the left-hand side.
Thank you.
Yep.
Okay, let me see. I'm sorry.
If you're trying to measure movement, you have to set it on the character and then do.
Yeah, no.
Because it measures from the square you select.
Okay. So actually, just doing the quick math on this, gonna need everybody to make a charisma save. I think it is. Yep, a charisma save.
Bet. Okay. That's gonna be a 14.
Okay.
Fine.
Yeah.
My 4, David.
17.
Okay.
I'm gonna burn my inspiration.
Okay.
The hell is my
At
charisma?
22. 22.
Very nice.
Jesus. 19.
No one got below 14.
Excellent. So I was about to say, so Mogu did. Mogu got an 11, and then 14 for the guards. So that really means that this only applies to Mogu. Oops, I have the measurement thing on. There we go. And then let's see, so down there, boom. Does this have a description of how that goes?
What are you trying to apply? Is it a monster effect or is it a
Just
spell?
let him find it.
It's a spell. So I was just looking to see if there was any description as far as how that in the physical sense, like, it's like, hey, a glowing light or whatever. None of that. So it's really just more like a glowing kind of aura that just kind of washes over, almost like a slight increase in the brightness of the air, with little twinkles kind of scattered throughout. Excuse me. I'm sorry, I didn't realize that I hadn't put it to the correct layer. You guys can see there's another person coming down, who had just sort of waved their hand and kind of spell. I think that's quite enough.
New combatant.
Oh my god! Stop! No.
So for those ZERRIS, you would see this that Mogu's demeanor seems to have almost shifted from this effect, as this was a calm emotions spell.
As soon as you said spell, I put 2 and 2 together.
I knew you would, because this is one of your go-tos.
It's one of my favorites. It is such a good spell.
It really is. So she will. It's
Oh shit.
Yeah. It's a woman in a robe. She pulls it down, reveals a very owl-shaped head. Excuse me. And she will reach into her pocket and holding a small pouch, will toss it to Mogu. I believe that will cover the damages, as it were.
ZERRIS, is this acceptable?
My eyes are just fixed on Mogu. I'm waiting for his response.
He opens it up and flips through.
Take the opportunity to give ZERRIS his mace back.
No,
I'll take it.
he flips through the coins,
My familiar grows an extra size. It's medium right now.
taking a moment to count the coins. And he will excuse me. He'll look through it and he'll close it back up and stick it in his pouch. It's a pleasure doing business with you, milady. All right, boys. And he gives them the signal. And they're gonna walk off. Now this woman, excuse me. She goes to place her hand on you. Would you mind if I?
Who you talking to? Me or STIRIA?
To you. Sorry.
I saw.
You're
Zerris.
the it's yeah.
Alright, so she's going to like bringing up her hand like she was going to place it on you.
I will.
Do not trust her. She has proven to be an enchantress.
It's fine. If you insist, madam, but I incur these wounds of my own volition. I'm proud to bear them.
Niam's gonna move in front of the door and sit there like
So
no one shall pass. Grr.
so she'll go ahead and use Cure Wounds. So like she'll touch you, a glowing blue light kind of extends, and
I'm gonna go ahead and
at least undoes some of the damage caused by them.
I'm about to get.
I'm gonna
shit
go
out of my
ahead
hand
and
on.
flit outside.
How are you flitting outside? There's a big old wolf in the doorway.
She's dying.
Because you're
Fly.
I can literally fly over you.
I'm gonna bite your wings.
Try it. I keyed.
nope. That's a challenge. You got to bite her wings now.
I'm gonna
Pretty
bite
much
your
a threat
wings.
at that point.
What's the healing?
8.
8.
Got rid of that first attack.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
So, everything in mind, I'm gonna go ahead and.
What
look
do you
to
wish,
Zeris.
enchantress?
Stand.
Do we know this person?
You have not met her before.
Okay, just checking.
Yeah,
I'm
no.
gonna
You're,
look
you're
over
fine.
and.
Does the regalia look familiar?
So it is a nicer getup that she has. She definitely takes care of her image. The symbol on her, I forget the name of it, but the connecting in the front, or the symbol presenting in the front, for, I mean, I suppose could go ahead and make a religion check there
Copy.
for anybody interested.
Okay.
Did I
4.
sniffer from the
That's
doorway?
You can.
A bad cleric.
You said religion check.
I did. Yep.
14.
14. Awesome. Yeah. RA-THERIS, did you
Wait,
wish to?
Does a
make-
wolf
No.
have religion?
Okay.
No, the wolf
It would be
doesn't,
one of
but
your
you
mental
do.
skills.
Yeah, you.
Okay,
You.
I'm just
When it
checking.
comes to skills,
Yes.
you use the higher of the two.
Okay.
And I've already your little stat block thing is already set up to account for all of that. So,
Okay.
so no extra math that you have to do there.
Yay.
See, I apologize for intruding. I'm sure you could have handled them, but I didn't want to risk the children seeing such a thing.
Their deaths
Let
would
me
have been swift.
Can you stop talking about death for 2 seconds, please?
Was that
Let me extend. our gratitude towards you for your assistance.
Let me
Oh.
rescind our gratitude for you.
What does she smell like?
So it's a similar smell. Like, let me see. You can smell a few different aromas here. Some from food.
Oh.
And then some that you would kind of expect from somebody who works around children.
Mm.
Yes. Yes. Well,
Yeah.
excuse me. Well, I hope they didn't injure you too badly.
I'll live to see another day. Your assistance is appreciated.
Now,
Yes.
all that being said, Sir ZERRIS, would you mind explaining what the hell was going on? And why you were being mugged by 4 thugs and a tax broker?
As you said earlier, we can tackle those issues later. We can discuss that later. Right now, we have a murderer to catch.
Yes, I heard about that. That is quite tragic. Especially. Yes. I'm terribly sorry.
May I ask your name, sister?
Oh, yes, my apologies. I am Sister Agatha.
Uh,
I work as it were over at the orphanage, Mother Matilda's.
I see.
Yes,
My
but
name is Lady STIRIA GLIMRIVER. GLIMRIVER. I and my companion here, Sir ZERRIS, work for the local knightly order.
Yes, I am quite familiar with the order. They provide a stipend to our orphanage. I've actually worked with them on a number of occasions. And actually, I'm sorry. I believe you are the one I'm looking for. And she's
For
looking at
context,
you
that's looked directly at me.
correct. And she walks forward and
I just
over-
sheepishly just sort of like point at my face and just like, me? No.
I see. I suppose you could say it was a vision or a dream, but something told me. And she'll reach through, and it's wrapped in a nicer sheet and bound with some thin twine. I was told, or rather, it was brought to my attention that this might be something of value to you. And it is the package itself is about the size of a book.
I'll go ahead and humbly accept the package.
Excuse me. And excuse me. I will say that yeah, as you open it, or are you opening it now, or are you going to do so later? I don't know
Well,
if you
first, what would be
consider
my reaction? What would be my reaction after placing my hands on this package? Because I'm assuming once I put my hands on, she's gonna let go, right?
Yes, yes. It does have a decent amount of weight to it, and it is very solid.
So it'd be me grabbing it and then the sudden weight shift and be like, okay, that's
And should you know that kind of thing where somebody lets go and they're like, "Oh, try to catch it."
Yep.
It's that.
It's like much appreciated. I just didn't expect a sudden shift in weight there.
My
Might
apologies, should have
I
warned you.
ask what this is?
I consider it a gift. It
May I ask
was
what kind of gift?
that.
I do apologize. I liked having some specifics, especially nowadays, considering there's a lot of
No, of course.
obfuscation going on that I'm
Of
not a fan
course.
of.
Of course. It was not my intention to clear. This was shown to me in a dream by my deity Rhea as something that might be of great use to you. And I had tried to find you earlier this day, but it was appeared that you were not home for a large portion of it.
I happen to have been running around like a chicken with my head cut off today. It's been a bit of a wild ride.
See, well, I hope that this serves you well. And should you or any of you require any assistance, shelter, even a warm meal, feel free to swing by the orphanage, and we'll be happy to provide for you.
We will not fall for your tricks, Enchantress.
It's like, please excuse my friend. He's a bit paranoid.
She clearly demonstrated Enchantress abilities.
And then just look over and just like, are we in danger right now?
Yes, there is an Enchantress in front of us.
Can
You
the
are
wolf
acting
shut the
hostile.
door with their head?
Yes.
You are acting hostile towards me. Clearly, this is her doing.
Yeah. So with that, she's going
You
to.
threatened to murder people in cold blood right in front of me. And from what I could tell, there wasn't really much of a reason other than someone was owed money. Speaking of which, after we get done with this little investigation of ours, Sir ZERRIS, you and I need to have talk.
Niam has something.
Well,
The wolf's shutting the door with their head and gonna
Okay.
go inside and lay next to Tanya. Like,
awesome.
It's like, I am done with this shit.
That's great.
pretty much.
I don't blame you.
Well, it appears that you have matters to attend to of your own. I shall leave you to it.
May I ask one brief favor before you head out?
Oh, certainly.
You clearly seem to possess some sort of magical acumen. Would it be too much to ask if we brought our wards over to your domicile for the night, for an added measure of protection?
Her domicile is exactly where our wards do not want to be.
I understand that, but if there's something on the loose that has the potential to change its shape and shred people,
Oh, my.
I don't want the kids involved with that.
And you would put them in the care of an Enchantress? I do not believe you. You are in your own mind.
I would say
I
that
look at the Enchantress.
for the children, we can certainly provide room and board. And if you don't mind my asking, how many children?
Do not tell them.
Just like,
47.
Oh no!
let me get a quick count. 2, 3,
That number is unnecessary to you.
12, 13, 14. I'm just gonna go over. It's like,
Enchantress.
actually, it very much is if she's running the orphanage.
The orphanage that our wards do not wish to go to,
Well,
and that we specifically will not. We're attempting to not bring them to.
Sister Agatha, we can sort this out amongst ourselves. We may be calling on you soon.
My doors are always open.
Thank you again for the assistance in the conflict.
And I am so sorry for whatever inconvenience we may have been causing you.
None whatsoever.
It's a dysfunctional little family over here.
Aren't they all? Well, I will bid you all adieu. And with that, she will take her leave. So, what is the plan here? Are you going to bring the children there, or are you going to leave the children here?
I think that's a terrible idea, and we shouldn't do it.
I also think that's a terrible idea, and we shouldn't do it.
I think that's a
ZERRIS
horrible
is-
idea, and we
Okay,
shouldn't do it.
Here's the thing, though, right? Here's the thing. Our house is fucking threadbare. We're all not going to be at this house to protect these kids if there's a murderer on the loose
Yes.
Then I will mark one.
who just ran off with a kid, to our knowledge. Whether or not that's true or not is besides the point. That's what we know.
Yes, but they're safer in our care. And they're more comfortable in our care.
And they may very well be, but they are not going to always be under our care.
Regardless of whether or not they are or aren't, it's not our choice to make. It's theirs.
Look,
You're
I'm not going to
they
try.
distinctly do
Let me
not wish
speak,
to.
please.
Hmm?
I don't want to try to force this. I understand their trepidations. I understand their concerns. I also understand our concerns are there's a killer on the loose. And if these wards are our responsibility right now, considering we own this place and we are promising to take care of them, then it is our duty as knights, per our code of law, to keep them safe under any means necessary. Even if that means taking them to the place they don't want to be at, just because it's going to be the safest place for them.
You don't know it's the safest place for them. You might be painting a target on their back. It's after children, and you want to put it in the place that children are.
Under normal
You wish to consolidate its sorry.
Under normal circumstances, I would agree with you, STIRIA. However, we don't sleep at the orphanage, we sleep here. This is now officially and legally my home and my domicile. The children are in my care. Bruno is my ward. Any of his friends that choose to remain here are under my care. But the orphanage, I have no power. I have no idea what would become of them.
You do.
What would,
I'm just going to look at ZERRIS and it's like, technically you do. I think you missed a part of that little conversation there.
Where our order pays a stipend?
Which means, should we need to, we can pull some strings, send some Knights of the Order to the orphanage, send the orphans that are going to the orphanage to the Knightly Order, where it's stone-walled and fortified.
This is the same orphanage that has ignored the existence of these children for this long. Do you really think that with the stipend and the amount of money that they've received from the Order, that they weren't aware of the street urchins roaming the town?
Not only that, I have not seen another member of your order here in this town since we arrived.
The Order has fallen short.
How many knights are in this town? Can you truly bring people to bear?
The Order has fallen short in this moment. It is up to us to take a stand. I won't be passing off my charges to any orphanage. If we wish to keep them safe, we should find this killer sooner rather than later. And this is a wasted moment.
Sir ZERRIS, that was exactly what I was getting at. We get them somewhere that's not 2-inch thick, rotten wooden walls.
I'm inclined to
and more 10-foot thick, fortified stone walls.
I'm inclined to give them a choice.
Are you capable of producing 10-foot thick stone walls? I was under the impression your order functioned out of a similar shack.
Just to make sure I'm not hang on. DM, just to make sure I'm not talking out of my ass. Do we remember the state of the charter house? Because that's what I'm going to be referring to.
The charter house, it was well built, but it was not a heavily fortified establishment.
But it is more fortified than our current domicile.
Well, yes, but many places are. In fact, most of a standard house would also be technically more fortified than that. So the bar is kind of low.
Maybe so, but that's not necessarily changing the statement. Is it one of the most fortified establishments in the town?
One of the most fortified. I would say it's up there. Because we've got the guardhouse, which is really more of the barracks for them, jailhouse, etc. kind of place. Those will be a little bit more fortified. As far as the other places, like the civilian sort of places, fortification-wise, it might be a little bit more up there in the sense that it is well built. So the locks and what have you would all be modern and well kept.
Okay. So I'm going to look at Sir ZERRIS and I'm going to say, let's get Tanya and Bruno, because I'm pretty sure Bruno's the oldest of the 14.
He is.
Or at least the most mature of the 14.
Yep. Now, Tanya
Get
also
them.
does have a house of her own.
Let's get them. Let's bring them outside so we can have a little chat. And let's get those two up to speed
Okay.
so that as far as what's going on in the town.
Okay.
Very well, Styria. Would you like to go get them?
Quite frankly, yes, so I can catch myself a minute to breathe.
Very well. In the moment where she's gone, I turn to Zerris. Shall I send your steed to find the location of the individual, and have him killed in the night?
No, RA-THERIS, that won't be necessary. However, no, we have.
Do you want to know where he lives, just in case?
I would. I very much would. However, we have larger moments.
Understood.
At hand. We have larger things at hand. The serpent may come in handy for our investigations. One thing Styria is correct about is that we need to keep the children safe. In order to do that, we need to find this shape-shifting killer, this clawed creature. That's the primary concern.
Understood. We shall find his domicile at a later date.
Fine. And then Styria, at that point in time, you should have had enough time to gather the others. You said it was Tanya and
Specifically Tanya and Brutus, because Brutus is the most mature of the kids.
Bruno. Yes.
Yeah, Bruno, sorry.
Yeah.
It looked like Brutus there for a second, so.
No worries.
Good old Brutus.
But I'm
He's
just gonna,
probably the best with the knife.
But I'm gonna go ahead and motion for those two to come step outside so that ZERRIS can talk to them about what's going on. And bring them up to speed on the random murder that just happened in town, the speed of the... Basically everything that's happened up to this point.
Okay.
For Tanya and Bruno.
Okay. And you're able to do so. Tanya, being an adult and having gone through the town a little bit, would have heard news of it, but the information that you brought was certainly new.
Yep.
Whereas to Bruno, all of this is new information.
Yep.
So, and he's certainly unsettled by it, I would say.
Well, I'm gonna try to...
Sorry, NIAM,
I'm gonna
did you have your hand up?
I did. I just wanted to note with you that while they're all doing that, she's wandering around sniffing all the kids to try to make sure she knows what they all smell like.
Okay, awesome. Styria, what were you saying?
Noticing that Bruno's disturbed, I'm going to be doing my best, possibly with the assistance of Tanya, to try to console and encourage Bruno. Right?
Okay.
Basically, ease him in as best as we can, given the circumstances, and help him process.
Okay. Okay, so with this, are you trying to persuade him to go one way or the other as far as here versus the orphanage? Or is this just information at this point?
Right now, it's just information. Right?
Okay.
And since he looks a bit distressed, if there is going to be a persuasion check, it's mostly just to help him process the information in a mature manner.
Gotcha.
Right?
Yeah, no, he seems to be like processing it. It's just it's a lot of information that you're throwing at a kid.
Yep. Well, obviously going...
There's a monster on the loose, basically, is what
Unfortunately, that's all we have to go off of, so I can't in good faith lie, if that makes sense.
That's fair.
Right?
That's fair.
But I'm also confident that because Bruno was able to take care of his flock in the past, he'll know how to handle the information for the younger ones.
Okay. Yeah. And yeah, you're able to convey that. Like he's confident, not completely at ease because again,
Yep.
monster on the loose, but as
It's okay for him
content-
to be scared.
as confident as he can be,
Yep.
given the circumstances.
I'm just gonna look at him and it's like, it's okay to be scared. I'm a little bit concerned myself.
Do not give in to your fear.
Look over, just like,
Did he just say something helpful?
That's sound advice.
Okay.
Do not give in
Blunt-
to your fear. Do
Blunt
not
as it
do not
is,
let it control you. You are the master of your world. No one else is.
as blunt
Okay.
as RA-THERIS is, he has a point. Everyone has the right to be afraid. In fact, being afraid can be healthy. It's how you process that fear and how you adapt to it that shows your strength of will.
Do not sugarcoat it. Your fear is weakness.
That's
Overcoming it is the only way to survive.
RA-THERIS, that was not weakness. That was a proper explanation of how to handle a natural emotion. It happens. You have to be able to process it.
So what are we gonna do now with the monster running around?
I'm gonna look to
Kill it.
Tanya. I'm gonna look to Tanya before looking back to Bruno. It's like, well, we're definitely gonna be taking care of the monster as soon as we can because that is a threat to not only us but everyone in the town. That I can swear. I'm gonna look to Tanya. I'm gonna go like, what you and Bruno can do right now. And this is gonna be about this point where I'm gonna levy the options that are available to Tanya and Bruno
Okay.
and say, what you guys can do is figure out which of these locations is going to be the safest for you and your friends. Get them there, and get them bunkered down in such a manner that they're not terrified.
The enchantress's sway is showing.
And just like,
The decision is yours, Bruno. And no one can take that from you.
because at the end of the day, you've been the one that's been responsible for them longer than us. You know how to take care of them better than us right now.
That place sounds safer in that sense, but I don't think anybody's gonna feel safer there.
You need not give in. You need not give in to those you already know to be cruel.
At the end of the day, it's an option. If you're not going to feel safe, there are other options. As I look to Tanya, and I'm hoping she's going to be able to corroborate or reinforce what I'm saying.
Of course. Oh yeah, she's behind you 100% on this one.
Yep.
Now her place it's smaller than this. While it's more well put together, she simply does not have room for all the children.
Which is part of the reason why I wasn't trying to suggest her place as an option.
Right.
Either way, Bruno, you can rest assured that no harm is going to come to you. We're going to find whatever is running loose out in this town, and we're going to be sure that it doesn't harm any of you.
And are you staying here tonight?
I will stay
That'd
wherever
be-
you are.
And I will fortify this location.
Then I think we're gonna be safe right here.
Okay. That in mind, I'm going to look over to Tanya. What do you think we're going to need to do to get this place a little bit more structurally sound?
I'm going to start making it more structurally sound. It's
By
freezing
using
outside, yes?
It is cold outside. Yes.
It's starting to get freezing.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. Then we'll make it out of the stone around us. And by that I mean the water that is currently as stuff as stone. I will build walls of water.
Okay.
Ice stone.
Very nice. Very nice. Yeah. No. So you'll be able to do that.
Shape water to pack nice good bricks.
Well, it's not going to change the question I'm going to be proposing to
Right.
Tanya.
Right. So as
No,
far as
but I'm
that
gonna
goes,
start.
you're gonna need some good lumber, and kind of just replacing the walls as you go. And it's gonna take time, but it's definitely doable.
Okay. How doable would it be within the time frame of like 2 weeks?
Within
Or how
2
much
weeks,
can we get done in that time frame,
uh,
realistically speaking?
yeah. So depending on funds and available time to dedicate to it, 2 weeks could be a way to get most of it done, I would say.
It's a,
Um,
it's a simple building. I've seen
It is a
Amish
simple
people
building.
raise a barn in a day. If we get enough men, we can.
Yeah.
We could do this in a day.
Yeah. With the right amount of help, yeah. But that Amish people are also quite skilled at that because they do that. They work with such things
Yeah.
on a regular basis.
Yeah, but like where
You
look
have
around
children.
us. Yeah, but look around us.
You have
Right.
14 children.
Yes,
Yep.
and we also have all this manpower that we can conscript into the Night Order for a short period of time.
Yeah. Yeah, funds provided. You could
Yep.
definitely get the manpower to get that done. The lumber and the manpower provided. You got enough people,
So-
enough to pay the people, enough to get the wood. So
Okay.
That in mind,
yes.
Tanya, what are you going to need from me to get this done?
I'll draft something up. I'll draft up a list and I'll get back to you.
Don't bother with the
Sounds fair.
list. I'll hand her 100 gold pieces.
And it's just like,
I'm sorry, I'm laughing because that would have solved the whole.
it's like,
Yep.
Oh man,
you're seriously having a talk here.
none of that had to happen. None of
Nope.
that had to happen.
Oh,
folks.
absolutely not.
No, it had to happen. They disrespected ZERRIS.
Out of
Oh.
character, I don't mind it because
Oh,
that was a
that-
good fucking moment.
Oh no, I think that's great.
That kobold is going to die, though.
I'll hand her 100 gold pieces and say, don't bother with the list. Just hire whoever you need to. Whatever is...
She might still need the list in order to know how to allocate that.
We have other things to take care of.
I'll take care of it.
Thank you, Tanya.
Of course.
You are a scholar and a saint, Tanya. Thank you so much.
Would you like me to stay here tonight as well?
It's best you
Are
don't.
you going to feel safe staying here tonight?
I don't see why not.
It would
It's
probably
best you
be in
don't.
our best interest not to.
Understood.
Right.
Well, I will swing by in the morning to check on everything,
Thank you.
of course. And
Goodbye. Do not be killed in the night.
So she will go. Yep. Okay. Yeah. So with that, yep, she'll go on her way, and then was there anything else that you guys wanted to do before you head inside? Get ready for the long rest ahead.
We're going to have to get ready for the night, yeah.
Okay.
I'm
But-
building an igloo around the house, so
Yeah, I'm going to have to devote some time and energy towards speeding that up as best I can.
Okay. Yeah.
fact.
ZERRIS and NIAM, anything else from you?
I'm inside playing with the kids in wolf form.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I have no idea what's going on outside. I'm playing with the kids.
Hey, that's great. I love it. ZERRIS, from you. Anything you'd like to do to wrap up the evening?
I am this creature may return for you tonight. In which case, we should fortify this place, not just for the structure the safety of the structure. But if it returns for you tonight, we at least know it's coming, and we can ready ourselves. We can have the advantage. We should prepare to defend our home.
Push comes to shove, my bow's always at the ready for that.
Styria, continue making bricks. I must begin casting.
That.
I begin casting another spell.
Okay.
Gonna be an unseen servant after about 10 minutes.
Copy
To help
that.
stack bricks.
I
To stack Styria's bricks.
only let you know this, NIAM, because you seem surprised that it may be after you. I don't want you to think I'm using you as bait. Also, I'd like to apologize to you personally for the strangeness earlier. I feel I've given a very poor first impression.
Just looking at, she's still in wolf form. She's just looking at you like, eh,
Okay. Okay.
little head can't.
I'm gonna wait for the creature to show up. I'm gonna get an early sleep in so I can have my rest and then wait.
Okay. So with the rest beginning, I think this is a good place for us to call it for the night.
Agreed.
And we'll begin next time and see if those fortifications and the staying up and all that pay off. Yeah, we'll see what goes from there. So yeah, with that, oh, I just noticed there's. Okay. Sorry, I got distracted. With that, wanted to say thanks to everybody for joining us. We're on episode 6 now, aren't we?
Correct.
Oh wow, that time flies. That is, things are moving along, and I am all for it. No, yeah, we appreciate you guys joining us on this, and really, I can't wait to see what happens next. Did anybody have anything to plug?
I don't exist. Until certain individuals do the things.
Just rolling nomad things.
Oh yeah, by all the means, friend.
We, of course, have been the Rolling Nomads. You can find us right here on our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/rollingnomads. For Cold and Twitch's Wit at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time every Sunday. Then following that Monday, right here on our Twitch channel, we have a gaming stream. Schedule has not quite been solidified, but that's normally at 5:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. For our gaming stuff, just kind of a random game whenever we feel like that week. We will be beginning our interim game between seasons of Book of Saints, our Hunter interim between seasons, not this Friday, but the upcoming Friday afterwards at 5:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, where we see the World of Darkness and what has affected Mexico City with our Sabbat pack, or how our Sabbat pack has affected Mexico City. And that'll be beginning again, not this upcoming Friday, but the following Friday. And then, of course, we have Scion Godsend, which is also Sunday at 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, a few hours before this game itself. They have taken down Manspeaker, the incarnation of the King in Yellow, and have now reached a strange boat, and Gregor is asleep in a weird space, in a weird forest. So
It's fine.
strange
It's just a
mythos
forest.
things are afoot. Keeping up to date with us is easy by sticking to our Twitter at _RollingNomads, where we release when we're going live, any changes to schedule, any cancellations, anything like that, any new programming, as well as our Hive on Hive Social at Rolling Nomads, where we release the same thing. These episodes, of course, go up every Thursday, thank you.
Yeah.
Every Thursday over on our YouTube, youtube.com/rollingnomads. Along with this, you can find our Scion Gods and our Book of Saints episodes over on our YouTube channel as well. That's us in a handbasket.
Awesome. I did notice a minor error. This is actually episode 7. The episode 6 did not get uploaded yet.
Fuck.
So we gotta, yeah. So episode 7. Woo!
We shouldn't have said that. We shouldn't have said the name so many times.
I know.
Ramos, when you edit this, you need to just every time we say 6, just in a
My voice over
monotone.
just 7.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I think
honestly,
we're.
the more jarring the shift in audio, the better.
Yeah.
7.
I'll keep that in mind.
Oh, what the fuck was that?
That was a 7.
That was a 7. Yeah, that's the number after 6, which was
Yeah,
the
and
last session.
before 8.
Yeah, which is next session.
It was the
Yeah.
way that it was said that made me
And-
go,
and
like,
I've-
what the fuck?
You know, and I've also heard that at 8-9 one time, but you know,
Mm,
But
yeah,
that's
I hope it got indigestion.
no, I don't.
I just wanted to see what it would look like. if
take us
another
away,
guy did it.
David.
Hey, all right. So, again, wanted to say thank you to everybody for joining us. Thank you for the players for joining along, and you know, this story is the story that it is because of all of you. And with that, I've got nothing else. I've been your Dungeon Master, David Gagnon. This has been Colder Than a Twitch's Wit here on Nomads. We will see you next week. Wish you all the best of luck going forward in this new year. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. We'll see you next time.
Break every resolution.